and we freeballed it.
Yeah, we recently went on a road trip to Nixon, Texas on the first time we went to El Paraloco.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace to Slade Treml. Slade Treml was a good man.
Yes.
He legitimately was a good man. I mean, honestly, I didn't that much, but I tell you what, this joker would check in on me and Ryan constantly and ask if we were catching hogs and if we were coming to the hog baying out there.
He did the same with us, man. He was a good dude. And
I said, Slade, you know what, man, we're going to drag up, and he was so excited. But passed away at the bay, and I tell you what, man, they did a phenomenal job rallying around him and making that thing something worth being at, you know.
Yeah.
Because the last time something like that happens, you know, you get all kind of crazy stuff going on.
That's right.
People start acting funny, whatnot, this, that, and the other. But I'll tell you, everybody that was there, Kyle West, Josh Galangos, I think is his last name.
Yeah, Galangos, yeah.
And you know,
he had Marc, like Teresa Ray,
Ray, Marlon and Cantrell, all of them did a phenomenal job rallying around him, and you know, it was still Slade's house when we went out there. You know what I mean? And, we had a good time out there.
And for some of the listeners out there that, you know, some of them don't know what was going on or anything like that, but it was a bay out in Nixon, Texas, and the guy who put the bay on was Slade Treml, and like he has been a member of the hog baying community for forever, I guess, for decades and decades, and a lot of people knew him. First and foremost, he's a dog man. He was a hunter, and then he did the bay pen stuff as well. He competed. Good dogs all the way around. He was a good man. I got the pleasure of knowing him for a few years. And like you said, man, he would text me just out of the blue. Hey, man, how y'all doing? Y'all wearing them out? What's up? Y'all coming? You know, he supported everything that we done.
Yep.
And that's right. Anyway, you know, so he passed away, and we were talking, and me and Nate were talking earlier about doing an episode for Slade, and basically just have everybody that we can get on.
Man,
call in. You know what I'm saying? Just tell a quick story.
The thing about Slade is Slade was a good man, and I guarantee you. Now Slade was a good man, but Slade got some stories. Now,
yeah,
so
yeah, like
when you get folks start calling in,
yeah, that's
you're going to hear some stories.
Oh, that's for sure. Because when we I don't know Slade, you know, but when we was up there, man, all the people that gather around and were telling stories, they're like how loving and cool he was. But I've heard a bunch of stories. He didn't take no shit off nobody.
Exactly.
If you called, and they just told us a story from they said 4 weeks ago. They was hanging out somewhere having a good time, and he had to put a little 23-year-old in a bind at the door at a bar establishment. Like he didn't give a damn who you was, how old you was, what's going on. If you was disrespecting him, you better be ready to come with it, because he's gonna bring something over your head.
That's the way that generation, most of them were, you know, and they didn't discriminate. I'm from that generation. I try not to be in that position at all, but I get it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Slade, like I said, from some of the stories that I've heard, and some of the stories that me and him have sat around and talked about, man, some bitch was something, boy, he's wild. And so, like I said, I think we'll do something like that. I know they're going to have, Pat wrote an article about him for Tuskers. Yeah. And that'll be out soon. So you listeners, y'all make sure y'all get your subscription into Tuskers magazine. And
who had some good stories about him was Chris Hansen.
Yeah. Chris Hansen's got some good stories about everybody.
Yeah,
that's right.
That joker got stories about everybody.
Yeah, that
Calcutta King.
That rascal right there
that Joker
something.
is good people right there.
Yeah,
Dude,
I hung out with him all weekend long. He's a good dude.
Love Chris.
I went up there when we were at Uncle Earl's and was talking to him about a dog, and it was not his dog, and he priced the dog to me for X amount of dollars. Well, the owner of the dog came over there, and Chris flat out told him, he was like, hey, I already talked to him, and I told him this much. He said, well, I was asking that much. Chris said, don't matter. That's what I told him.
Yeah,
And the guy gave me the dog. When it was, by the time it was over, he sent the dog back. Well, we got a deal worked out, though. You know what I mean? But I was like, he put the moves on him. He was like, this is what it is. He said, this is my friend. He said, now we're going to treat him right. And, dude, Chris is awesome.
That is Chris Anson. Chris Anson will treat you like family as soon as you know that, Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And that is good people right there, man. That is good people.
So,
man, I tell you, one of the coolest things was they bade Slade whaling dogs.
Yeah,
and man, I tell you, the hogs out there were bad. They were some quality hogs, a lot like the hogs we saw in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Maybe ran a little bit more than them hogs, but they'd stand there and fight, and they'd whoop a dog if that dog came incorrectly. And they ended up baying Kyle Wentz led Slade whaling dog in there, and that dog ended up finishing second. Man, that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool there.
That was pretty cool to see.
That in a situation like that, it's good to know that you got people there that can pick up the slack. And I mean, and that's like that in everyday deals. I wasn't there. I don't know what all happened. So being at an event, or if you're out in the woods, you need to be in as good a health as you can be, in as good a shape as you can possibly be. And it's always good to know a little bit of first aid too, because you never know when something's going to happen. I'm not saying you're going to have something super horrible happen like that, but you can like we had a topic about, with Ryan being a firefighter, if you're in an emergency or something like that, like with, you roll your ankle or a fall or a concussion or something like that, heat stroke, dehydration, all these things right there. What are some of the things that you can roll into to take care of those, Ryan?
All right. So in my med bag, obviously I keep stuff for the dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for human wise, and it can go to the dog as well. Let's see, I can keep in there. Off the top of my head, I know I got a tourniquet in there. So a tourniquet can help you out. You can get it on Amazon. You can get most of the stuff on Amazon for some of it is more expensive than others, but like a tourniquet's like $8, and that will go a long ways. So I got a tourniquet in my bag in case I fall on a knife or a hog gets my leg or gets my arm somehow and I can't stop the bleeding. I got a tourniquet in there. I know for like injuries like ankles and stuff like that, I'll have like one of those ace bandage wraps, but I also got this thing called it's called a SAM splint. It's like a hard molding, almost a cast, but you can mold it in like different positions so you can actually like stabilize something. Okay. So that helps out a lot.
I'm not familiar with those. I don't think.
Yeah, you can get those on eBay as well.
Okay.
I keep a bag of like saline, or not saline solutions, but like an IV drip bag. It can be sub-Q fluids or IV fluids, the same thing, but it's just a matter of how you administrate it. I'm not telling y'all how to administrate stuff because my scope practice to tell y'all what to do.
Exactly.
But as an ENT, I keep that in there as well.
I'm gonna interrupt you there for a second, Ryan. I think the sub-Q fluids are a lot easier to administer to a dog that's in trouble versus the IV fluids for an everyday Joe.
For somebody who's out there in an emergency situation that doesn't know how to hit a vein.
I think versus the subcutaneous versus the intravenous, like I think it's easier for somebody to put it up, and those definitions. Like if you don't know those definitions, I highly recommend looking them up because your sub-Q is sub-skin and the intravenous is in the vein.
Yeah.
And if if you got a bag of IV, you got to put it in the right spot and have all those things. But sub-Q, you can put it up under that skin and they're ready to roll.
Yeah.
It will legitimately save the dog's life.
Yeah, we saved John Torres' dog like a couple of years ago. Or say a couple of years ago, last year, the year before, over there in Texas. It was
I remember seeing that. Yeah, that was last. Yeah, it was last year, I think.
Yeah,
it was last year before Earl.
Well, it could have been 3 years ago, but Carter put the video up last year. No. I'm just saying.
Yeah, get on his ass, though. Get on his ass.
Come on. Everybody else will beat me up. You might as well think so.
I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying shit.
Me and Nate are the only ones on the same team here.
I can't say nothing.
We're on the same team, but look, we're just like, we're the coaches. You see what I'm saying? I'm the coach.
That's right. Hey, I tell Ron every day, coach me, coach. Coach me.
All right, what else you got, Ryan?
I also try to keep, when I can, like a glucometer in your bag.
Yeah.
People with diabetes, you don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Most people, when they have diabetes and they fall, their sugar gets too damn low, you'll think they'll either pass out or they'll think they're acting drunk.
Yes.
And granted, they could be drunk for real because y'all been drinking beers all day. But if their sugar drops that bad, they can go out.
Yeah. Rodney.
No, but seriously, like you can get some like oral like glucose or like sugar stuff like that. Just keep in your bag as well to help counteract that. I started running. I learned this the other day. Not the other day. I learned this a couple of weeks ago. Like I started to keep a thermometer in my bag as well because I can check the dogs. You also check your person. Like if you get like as a person, what's your body normal temperature? A person like 98 degrees. Normal temperature in dogs is like 101, I think.
Yep.
But as a body temperature as a person. Above 103, you're having a heat stroke.
Yep.
Okay, you're having a heat stroke. You're gonna have problems. Like you're gonna start vomiting. You're probably might lose consciousness, man. You're gonna have a headache from hell. You're not gonna be sweating. You're gonna get past the sweating point.
Yeah,
the sweat's naturally just cools you down.
You're gonna be clammy.
Sweating you down. Yes, yeah. So I keep those things in there. But same thing with like the dogs, man. That's a really overlooked item to keep in your bag. People don't really think about. But you keep that thermometer in there because the dog's normal temperature is 101. Keep that thermometer in there because above like 109 or above, the dog's organs will start shutting down on them. Yes. And then the survival rate on dogs diagnosed with a heat stroke is 50%.
Yeah.
Who?
50%.
Oh, and I believe it because I think
that is a stat right there.
Yeah. Well, there's so many people that they don't really catch the symptoms early enough.
And listen, when he's having a heat stroke, they say if your dog's survival rate is 50%, within 15 minutes, that dog will be dead.
Yes. And
another thing you can tell when a dog is starting to get into it, and a lot of people don't understand this, but when they start getting that white foam around their mouth,
that's frothy.
Mm-hmm.
That it's frothy, that means the oxygen ain't getting there.
That's right.
Yeah, then you'll start seeing dogs start stumbling. They'll start having legs start collapsing, staggering. Their heart will be crazy beating. Yeah, they'll have like sea legs going on. Heavy panting, man. Excessive
red tongue.
Red tongue, red gums.
Yep.
People don't look at their gums. Gums is a big crucial thing. They have like glassy eyes.
Because that blood's trying to go so fast, and you know what I'm saying? Like you said, in the oxygen through their saliva, they can't get enough. They can't cool down.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to cool them down as quick as possible?
Okay.
Without putting them in a shock.
Yeah. So people will overlook this too. They go straight to the cooler. They're cooling. They're grabbing ice and they're grabbing towels and putting in ice and water. No, you just need a cool water is fine. Like cool, I'm talking about like tap water-ish, maybe a little cooler.
Water that ain't burning hot.
If you got a running creek, we got a lot of creeks because we got a lot more hills and stuff like that. So it always works out good for us in that scenario to have that running water because it's cool. Sometimes it's almost too cold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you put two cold of water, it will send them into shock. Like too much cold water. I've always been told, and even Mackenzie is a doctor. I mean, she's heard it too many times, and there's contradiction or whatever the people want to say, contradiction in this, but rubbing alcohol, people put that on their chest and their pads. Somehow it's supposed to draw feel like your body's being cold down, which then sends signals to your brain, which thinks you're being cold down, so it kind of helps you out.
On the inside of their back legs and around their genitalia and stuff, and their belly. I'm not going to contradict any of it. I mean, I know it works. People can contradict it with me, but I mean, I've saved dogs by just alcohol only.
So that's all I had. People also think like, oh, I'm gonna get the dog into the shade, and it's summertime, y'all, and you put it. And I get it. Yeah, you want to get in the shade, but people think what immediately you think you're putting something in the shade when you're out hunting is a dog box, and most people's dog boxes are closed tight. Air's not moving. A good thing is to get them in the shade somehow, or somebody stand over them and like kind of like shade them with themselves or with a towel or with a shirt or something, and drive. Get the wind blowing on them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that will help a lot. Give it small drinks of water, not like try to get this thing to gulp as much water as you can down. You can apply a cool towel, but like I said, cool, not like ice freaking cold.
Yeah, and then with the towels and the rags and stuff like that, they'll start heating up. And so you got to constantly move them.
You got to check that.
Yeah, you got to constantly move them, because if you don't, then you're just creating a heating blanket. If you just leave it on there.
And I'm not. Go ahead.
What do you think about cutting ears, Ron?
Oh, like releasing the blood?
Tipping, yeah.
I've heard of that. I never done that or seen people. I mean, I've never physically seen it or heard people doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I put you on the spot with that one, but I was just wanting your opinion on it.
No, yeah. I mean, I haven't heard about it. I've never tried it for myself, so I can't tell anything else. But the other things I have tried, and I know they've worked. I know people don't really think about this. Okay, let's bring in the turkey hunting situation. Your dog's been cooped up all freaking spring, baby.
Yep.
Like, it's fat as hell. You ain't been running it. Woo! Turkey season goes out. Let's go run these dogs.
Turkey season goes out tomorrow.
We're bringing we're packing heat to them. We're dumping the box on these fools. Your dogs look out of shape. They're going to start painting. They're going to do all this stuff. You know why? Because they say on average, it takes 60 days to acclimate to temperature changes. 60 days. Woo!
Wow.
And that's exercise. That's exercising in it. That's not just like them being out in the yard. That's like actually getting used to the water. Why do you think athletes and people do the same shit?
I really do. Like I said, because I've worked outside for 30 years. And it seems like when you first get into summer, it's so hot, which I mean, all you guys worked outside too, but it's so damn hot and it's miserable. It's miserable. And then by the end of summer, you can deal with it. You can deal with it better. Yeah. It's still not great.
When we went out there to Oklahoma, you're like, I bet y'all ain't never had nothing like this. It's 105, but it's 0% humidity.
Yeah, it's like, this ain't nothing.
The wind is blowing 20 miles an hour, and we're like, man, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't even sweating, and I'm fucking fat.
None of us were. We were like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what day was super hot though? Super hot was Downsville 2 Dogs.
Holy shit! Oh my god, it was so hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Brother, that was a little bit different there.
That was miserable.
What this year?
That was probably about 85 to 90.
I was inside that trailer.
90% humidity.
Yeah, it was. I was inside the trailer in there working. It was hot.
Yeah, I got another statistic to run by y'all. So now we talked about dogs' normal temperatures 101, 109. Their body organs can start failing.
Yeah.
So they have done research. They have done research on this, looking at animals, and they really tested it on animals, but they also tested it on cars and stuff. So there's an average temperature difference between white and black outside in the sun is 6 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So your darker colored dogs, your plot dogs, your bird bulls that are more on the black side.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, don't be talking about a girl like that.
Yeah.
But she's half and half. She's a damn red bone. But
that was something, I promise you.
Yeah. 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 So, but in terms of that, man, like people don't really think about it. They got these white dogs out here, these cur dogs they don't take effect that their bulldog is sitting there freaking dying because it's 6 degrees. 6 degrees is a lot, man.
Yeah.
6 degrees is a big change.
We ran the Airedales and the Hyde Terriers and the Yog Terriers, black dogs with long hair. They do so much better.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They just do. In the heat.
Yeah.
Like we haven't had, and I've had people they're like, "Man, you're crazy." I'm like, I probably so. I know that part, but we can take our dogs and run them all day long. Now they might not find shit, but they're running. You know,
and it goes back to 60-day acclimation.
Yeah.
You feed you should have already been doing it. Started feeding your dogs less, so they don't freaking these fat asses in the woods. That should already be happening.
We got a treadmill. We got a slap mill out there. Nathan runs them.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah.
How many dogs do you cycle a day? The young dogs especially.
I work the young dogs 3 times a week, and I think it's 10 or 12 right now.
Yeah.
When I do those sessions, and then I have one hard-headed fucking young bull terrier that I have to change her sessions to every day because she's just so hard-headed, and they just got to be so short because she just don't want to cooperate ever.
Yeah. Well, that goes into what you're talking about. We try to be prepared because it's been turkey season. We ain't done shit.
Yeah, you gotta be proactive as possible. And you talk about water, man. Make sure they drinking water. Make sure they got clean water.
Mm-hmm.
Wipe their buckets down every other day.
Biggest thing,
give them some. Good. I was gonna say, get some damn unflavored Pedialyte and put it in their water and let them drink that.
The best thing that I've started doing is just getting the scoop of water out of their water bowl and just pouring it on top of their feet every day. If I notice a dog is dropping weight, but they've been in a kennel and the kennels are clean, so they probably didn't eat their own shit. They probably aren't wormy. And I've found that a lot of times it's just that dog is not drinking enough water.
Float that food,
just not drinking enough water.
That's good too. And then people leave these buckets of water in the sun and let it bake, and the damn water is drinking like you're drinking out of a damn hot tub. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to drink that shit.
Well, another thing people do during the summer, I'm not trying to cut you off, Ryan. That's a good point. But another thing people do is leave that water there for a week. And then at the end of a week, man, it's got mosquito larvae in it.
Listen, if I catch a bucket outside for a week, I'm going to whoop somebody's ass. If I come by your house and that damn bucket's still out there all week long and you ain't changed that water, I'm going to pull up in there. I'm going to take a belt out. I'm going to whoop your ass.
So I've done.
Saying, you got to take it apart, get the green slime out, and then you think about
green slime. There shouldn't be any.
Yeah.
What? Why the hell is there any green slime? Will come out here today. He's walking around with a toilet brush. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" He said, "I'm scrubbing these buckets." I said, "Well, when's the last time you done that?" He said, "Yesterday." I said, "Well, you're doing pretty damn good."
And I found that black buckets grow less algae. I think it's because that water is dark and that the algae can't photosynthesize, whereas in a white bucket or a yellow.
Easy on them words, son.
What other word is there to describe it?
Interesting. I've never heard that. I'll have to.
I swear, that's just my observation. There's still as much dirt.
Yes,
you can still get algae, but it's got to be sitting in the fucking sun.
You
but
literally
if you keep it in the shade,
there.
I'll clean it out, and it's just brown residue. There's no green to it.
Yep. We started doing that a while back.
I'm gonna take that as the Bible's honest truth, and if you're wrong, I'm gonna shit post you on Facebook.
Please do. But if I'm right, if I'm fucking right, put me up there on the pedestal.
No, you know what he's gonna do? If you're right, he's not gonna tell nobody, and he's gonna steal that shit and say he did it.
Fuck yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's
right. Do it.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm like, yeah, I'm so smart. Look at me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I invented this.
It ain't nothing smart. That just happens when you have too many dogs and you spend way too much fucking time cleaning buckets.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Come on.
Yeah. But you go back to the bucket thing about the mosquitoes growing, man, good. And then
that's good to tell people that about the black buckets. I hadn't even thought about that.
That's valuable knowledge there, and I promise.
It's been a while though. we done that. You were young.
I've used blue buckets, yellow buckets, white buckets, and black buckets.
The darker color buckets don't get, and I ain't even thought to even bring that up, but that's a good thing because it works.
I've enjoyed the black the best.
Yeah.
The coal mine.
Easy, son.
Hey, they look good, taste good, it's all the same.
Yeah.
But
my boy.
I've noticed with the coal mines, like we can get like these 3-gallon black buckets, and they are the best damn buckets ever. Cause like it's 3 gallons, so it's still a lot of water, but like
and the dog
even
don't
a
have to get up
can drink
high.
out of it. I don't have to cut the side of the bucket or anything like that.
And they don't have to, if you got the top out of it, they don't have to climb, get up so high over it and knock it over, which we still got a couple that do, but and that's another thing on the bucket setups. How do y'all do y'all's water buckets? Do y'all just have the top off of it?
So yeah,
or do y'all cut them?
Before we go to that, I was gonna say the mosquito thing. When you go about the mosquito thing, talking about the larvae and stuff and growing, if you don't do that, most people, which they should, most people's dogs should be on heartworm medication. Mosquitoes is like the number one heartworm transmitting thing. So you're just sitting there breeding heartworm magnets everywhere.
And in the southeast, it's horrific with the mosquitoes.
Oh, it's rampant. It's rampant down here. Some of them bitches will pick you up and coach you away. I know that Lucas Scott and Desmond Hood over there in Paxville, South Carolina, we went home with them, and I swear to God, I had to grab Carter by his feet like Mary Poppins and pull him back down.
Now, I was flying away.
Yeah, I seen that.
We had caught a poor hog, and I started floating away on a mosquito balloon.
What I took some mushrooms and done the same thing.
Well, I dated a crazy bitch that did that to me. I started floating away.
But going back to the buckets, I just have mine shot the spud. I got an animal housing solution kennels, and I just take a snap, like a double snap with double end, and then I got those like Lowe's buckets or the same 5-gallon buckets, and I just snap the handle to the fencing. And
if I can get some more of those black 3-gallon buckets, I'm gonna put the word out to a couple of people that I know, and I'll see if I can't snag us up a couple of dozen of them. Yeah, and we'll get you guys some of them, dude. Because buckets, they're ridiculous to even buy now. I mean, a bucket and a lid is $10 or more. It's stupid.
But going back, some people like on the kennels, I never raised my dogs on it. I feel like they would chew the shit out of them and break them off. But like Spud's got a little cool setup with like the water licks and stuff like that, the automatic waters, which I think would be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? But my dog, I could chew the shit out of them. Oh
yeah, it's like our dog Chaos. He got where he lost weight. It was last year or year before last. But it was right. We hadn't had him too awful long. And I couldn't figure it out. Like literally, I was like, this dog is like the picture of health, but he was like, he just kept losing weight. And one day I went out there and where he had used the bathroom at, there was just little white chunks of plastic all in it.
Oh shit, he hit the bucket.
I was like, well, he's chewing the hell out of that bucket. And then it was like, no, he ate half the bucket. And then so we done it again. And I was like, well, we're going to do this just to see and make sure. And sure enough, like the next day, he'd done chewed that butt. Nate, you had to put him on
a stainless steel pot.
Yeah, like a crawfish pot cooker deal. That's what you have to water him out of because he's going to eat it.
I think it's like a 4-gallon pot or something.
Yeah,
But like on the chain, I know one way that we've kept as well, like with those 3-gallon buckets, I've taken like a sharpshooter and just dig out a hole and set that sumbitch in the ground to where only about 4 inches is sticking up. Now, they will get dirtier, but they ain't going to knock it over. But it's a lot of work digging it, especially when you got 30 chain spots. So
I've had people talk about using tires as well.
I don't like the tires because the tires get water inside of them, and you can't ever clean them out. And like Ron said, you're just breeding mosquitoes.
You're breeding mosquitoes. I agree. That's why I said I've never used them, but I've talked with people who have, and they seem to be good with them, but. Ultimately, like I said, there's all different kind of stuff you can do to prevent a lot of stuff that happens.
Digging that hole down in the ground is the best one that I've found. Because they're basically going to have to somehow pick it up out of the hole.
We'll be back after a quick break.
We would like to interrupt this episode to take a moment to thank our sponsors and friends, the Dixie Doggers podcast, Southern Cross Cut Gear, Boars N Broads, Hardcore Hog Dogs and Cut Gear, Showtime Premium Pet Food, Animal Housing Solutions, Tuskers Magazine, American Doghorn Association, 4L Kennels, Hogbang.com, The Boar's Nest, Crockett Taxidermy, Mud Creek Hog Baying. A big shout out to all those people and companies who help make us who we are. Thank y'all.
Yeah, and that's if you got a bucket that's full of water there, then, which I'm not saying the dog can't do it, because they will. They'll make you lie every time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I promise you 12 will knock it over because he's going to be standing in it.
Yeah.
That joker will stand in. Y'all got dogs like that that'll just they'll climb in their water buckets to cool their feet off.
Yeah.
And
some of the Jags used to be real bad about it. We had a bird dog, English Pointer Boomer. You could take a 5-gallon bucket and fill it all the way to the top, and this dog would bite the side of the bucket and literally pick it up and pour it on his head. And you're talking 40 pounds. This was the bucket might weigh 40 pounds, but this dog was huge. He had the best muscle structure of any dog that I've seen, and I wish I'd have kept him. But anyway, a buddy of mine wound up with him, and that's what he told me. He said, this is the most athletic dog. And I asked him, he said, well, do you have any problems with him on the water bucket? I said, yeah. He said, man, this thing picks it up and pours it on itself. He said, even if it's full. I was like, yeah. I said, I've never had dogs do that. But like you said, I've had some of them that will literally climb in their water bucket.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do for dogs like that. I mean,
I think 12 did it.
You know what you do for dogs like that? You just go fill their water bucket up again.
Well, yeah, that's about all you can do.
That 12 dog got confused that one night we caught that big bar hog down the road, Carl, remember? We brought him back in the house, and McKinney was doctoring on, fixed them all up in the kitchen, got them all sewed up, et cetera. And we went back and got the bar hog out of the woods, and McKenzie just threw him in my guest bathroom, and he must have thought he got confused. It wasn't a toilet. When I opened the door, I was like, "Where the hell is supposed to open the door?" My door opens up, and he's sitting in the sink on the like sitting at the kitchen, not the kitchen sink, but the bathroom sink. He's in the damn sink.
In the sink.
There's blood all over my
trying to cool his feet off.
Yeah, he's trying to cool off, man. That joker got hot.
Yeah, he 4 foot off the ground in the sink.
That's hilarious. Hey, listen, I got a good one, and it's a dog named Flo that we had, and Grant and Rodney had him one night, and they were hunting him some, and the dog he took off, man. He was strolling, and Grant was like, well, he sat down, and Rodney was like, well, there's a house over there. So they go over to this house. This dude comes to the door, and he was like, y'all here for your dog? And they were like, yeah, you got him? He was like, yeah, he's in here. And they're like, you put him in the house? He's like, nope. He said, we heard a bunch of noise out here on the porch. He said, I opened the door and he ran straight in there in the bathroom. He said, he's in there in the shower. Like these people didn't know these people at all. And the dog he opened the door, and the freaking dog goes in there and and I'm talking about a super nice home. And this nasty ass hog dog is in there in the shower. Yeah, I was like, dude was cool about it though. Right there. That dude was cool about it. I was like,
that's good people right there.
It really is.
I want to associate with.
Yeah, he it could have been a lot worse, And there's a little bit more to the story, but you know what I'm saying? That's the gist of it. But it was hilarious. Just talking about the dog going in the bathroom. That was funny. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with dogs that, like you said, that that do crazy stuff like that, other than just keep giving them water. Because you can say, well, you're gonna be thirsty, and guess what? They're gonna do it every time.
Yeah, 100%. I'll go a whole day. That joker I'll fill up a water bucket for him in Downsville or something, and that joker will climb in top of it, and I'll be like, Joey, 12 ain't gonna drink before his next round.
Yeah,
and then I'll go out there. I'll feel bad for him because he's sitting there, looking at me like, man, I'm kind of thirsty. I'll give him a little bit of water, and then I'll be like, all right, you better pee before you go in here and bathe him.
Yep. It's just, I don't know. That's just part of having dogs,
That's why you can own them.
Yeah, that's right. So on that stuff, you got anything else to add on that?
I didn't mention obviously.
Go ahead.
I was going to say about the obviously the med bag. Obviously, carry a staple gun. That goes a long way in the woods.
Yeah.
Also, carry some blood stop or blood powder. But I've been looking into. We got it at work. It's like combat gauze. It's like gauze that can go into like gunshot victim wounds.
Trauma pack.
Trauma gauze. Yeah, and it's kind of like it comes in like a Z pattern, just continuous. Like you can just pack it in there like wound packing gauze. And I was considering trying that next time if we could.
We've got
to stop because you know who hates the powder. The veterinarians, if you got to take a dog to the vet and load it up with powder, they hate it because they got to debris all that shit.
That stuff is hard. It dries hard. A lot of people don't realize that stuff dries like concrete.
Yeah, and they got to scrape that stuff off the dog when you go in there, and it sucks. It's almost like a burn victim getting burned up, and then the callus is over.
What's that other stuff we use, right? You got to start using Superclot.
Yeah, Superclot.
It's a little tube.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's what it comes like a shot.
Yeah, you can get it. You can get it at Walmart, I think. Even we carry it some, and it's like a little tube it's about the size of a tube of Neosporin, and it's almost clear, but it works like stop bleed. And I'm telling you, man, you talking about you can stick it in your front pocket and take off. And if, say, you get out and everybody gets split up and you don't have a cut kit with you and you got a bad one, hey, pack it full. Just, you can take that little tube. That's a lifesaver for like $5 or $6.
Yeah, and people also, they have stuff around them all the time that they don't think of. You can make a tourniquet out of your belt on yourself. You can use your finger and stick it all the way up there and find it are bleeding and just hold that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can use mule tape. Like there's a bunch of things around you as well that you could use on the top of you without even think about it. But there's a lot of resources around you that you would never really think about in the time of that need. But
because
it's at the tip of your fingers.
Being calm is the main thing.
You have to be calm because if something's going on, like I said when I go on a fire scene, get on a fire truck, something bad's happening. This is the worst day of the person's life. That's why they're calling you out there, right?
Yeah.
This is the worst day of their life. They're usually people are out doing crazy stuff or acting crazy because they don't deal with that every day. They're calling for help. So you can't be worked up because you have to be calm because you got to think about what you're going to do to help these people out. You know what I'm saying? If I come off the truck and I'm acting crazy, then I'm overthinking things. I'm missing simple things that I'm overlooking. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can't get distracted. This is another thing, like trauma wise. Yes, okay, like this person, you see somebody with a broken leg, you get to a car wreck, somebody's got a broken leg, right? Leg fracture, like femur fracture, open fracture, right?
Yeah.
Okay, don't get so fixated on that. Yes, that needs to be happening and controlled now. But you got to also look over the rest of the dog and make sure something else isn't happening because he could have that could be the dog's leg could be broke, right? Could have fell off a cliff or a champ incident. He got his leg broke by that hog.
Mm-hmm.
But he could also have a damn hole size in his diaphragm like my shrimp dog.
Yes.
And he needs help. And that needs help now. That broken leg's broken leg. That's just gonna happen. Yes, he might have some bleeding, some arterial bleeding and stuff like that. The crazy part about that story.
The crazy part about that story is he was going into a heat stroke, which caused all the other he's going into a heat stroke, so now he's going into shock. It wasn't that he had his leg broken; it was that the leg broke and all the trauma associated with the leg break caused him to go into a heat stroke induced state of shock. And now we got to worry about all three of these things. And if you're not familiar with that type of situation, you're like, my dog's fixing to die, man. Yeah. Like he's fixing to die. Yep. And but you have to remain level-headed about hey, we got to get some cool water on his pads. We got get some cool water on his ears, but we can't get in such a hurry that we start dumping ice water on it and then well, I mean, it's just like that day, dude, like 2 weeks before that happened, we were hunting with y'all in the Mopolis and that stuff was squirting blood out of his coming out of the pond.
Yeah.
Had a cut collar
You remember
on
that?
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
hit
he had
right
a
on the jaw.
cut collar on it. It missed him by a quarter inch. He gets cut in the throat, and I was like, "Uh-oh, boys!" I was like, "Well, we better pack it." But I mean, we weren't freaking out. We were just like, "Oh, he's all right."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a thing that you have to take into it. You have to say he's all right.
Yeah.
Like
especially
you
people that are new, still kind of new to hunting with dogs. Because I mean, I've been in situations where I've had people call me 3 o'clock in the morning freaking out, send me a picture, and I'm like, it's just a skin cut. It's
Right.
nothing.
Right.
Or send me a video or whatever. But because they're still new to it, they get all bumfuzzled about it. So
yeah, I mean, until he's dead, he's still alive.
Yeah.
He's got the chance.
So, yeah,
That's
so
true.
just
Man,
be
I tell
calm.
you that night we took Champ to the vet. Dude, I didn't think he was gonna make it until we pulled into the parking lot. And then once we pulled in there, I was like, all right, they're gonna shoot him up with some liquids, some fluids, and get him back right. But man, that joker, his eyes rolled back into the back of his head, looking at me and like trying to bite me and stuff when we hit bumps. And I was like, this joker ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was sitting there like, I'm gonna make this joker make it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of the attitude that we got to have. I'm gonna do everything that I can for this dog to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then going back to that, I mean, going back to what you're talking about, yes, like preventative measures goes all good in the woods, but it's also good to know. Because, yes, hog doggers like to work on their own stuff. We think we are veterinarians. Some are great, quote unquote, with friggin' Patrick, in the field vets in the woods, in the hog dog woods. But there's a lot more shit that a veterinarian, and I tell people all the time, because veterinarians get a bad rap, and I'm married to one, and I try to shed better light on veterinarians, because, yes, there is some bad veterinarians. Some are just in the money, but my wife loves animals. She's not in for the money. But if you love a hog dog and you do the best you can in the woods to take care of it, but there's going to be shit at a veterinarian's office that they can help you a lot better than what you can do.
Yes.
They know a lot more than what you do. So preventative measures with that is you are pre-planning, figure out where your closest vet is where you're hunting at.
Yeah.
Figure out if anybody on the hunt and your buddy's hunting in that area, they got veterinarians' phone numbers that they can get a hold to or go to them. That's a big thing.
Yeah, be prepared. Because
be prepared.
We go out of state, all of us do, and we're always somewhere else. So you need to know that your buddies, that you don't want to get there and be like, something happens, like, hey, who's the closest vet? And they're like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
And that's not good, because
and then
no, wait.
I was going to say, and then going back to what you keep in your good, a lot of people, I'm gonna be real. Dogs in the sport, they get gutted, man, and it happens. Like dogs, you're gonna see, if you're in it long enough, you're gonna see a dog's guts hanging out, and it's sad to say that. And I know people know what these dogs are used for, and they know we hog hunt, and you hope it doesn't happen.
Well, you're gonna see that with mountain lions or with bears or any predators like that.
Anything, man. I know a damn duck dog that got gutted because it dove off into a pond and got shish kebab.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, when the dog's coming out, you slowly can try to put the guts back in. But if you can't get them in, you take a shirt off your back or a towel, you put it in water, and you keep the guts wet. If those guts dry out, and it's like a 3-minute span, they're dead.
Yep.
There's no coming back from it. They have to, when you take it to the vet, they're gonna have to cut that gut where it's dead and sew it back together. Now you know how many feet of guts is going to be like dead after that. That's all strangled around and hung out.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing.
Like you said, that's a preventative measure.
Yes. You got to keep that. And you also got to keep that towel wet. Like it's going to be wet. You got to change it out. You just can't be soaked, because now you're going to have hot guts. And then you do that also when you wrap it up lightly. You keep it wet, but you wrap it up pretty lightly. And then when you're walking it out, you try not to get caught on thorns or stuff like that, because then you're going to rip the gut open.
Yeah. And you want to try to, like you said, change it out, keep it as clean as possible. And then get to the vet. Yeah. That's the main objective. And, like we were talking about, in the future, having your wife on and to give some stuff like that, preventative measures or to get you prepared to go to the vet, to save the dog, the emergency stuff, because we're not veterinarians. Like I said, we try to be, most of us do, but
most of us think they know more than a vet.
Yeah.
And I think this is the main point. It boils down to do as much as you can, but don't do more than you should.
Yeah. If you don't feel comfortable doing it,
yep,
there's a reason why you don't feel comfortable doing it. Now, there have been times where I've been like, right. Man, I don't want to do this, but I'm 2.5 hours away from anything, any direction.
Yep.
I've got to do something.
Got to try.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, there's been vets and vet techs that have showed us tricks and stuff over the years.
Oh yeah.
That we put into effect in the field. And we didn't have to wind up going to the vet. But that's also, decades of doing this.
And it could be like even in the woods or the bay pen. I mean, my wife was there at freaking down at Tadpoles in Broughton Island. If she wasn't there, Lulu's dog would have been dead.
Yep. That's right.
And she knew it. Yeah. And you had everybody freaking crowding her and freaking all over her and
just
stuff like
back
that.
up and let them work.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, she wasn't there and some other people wasn't there, that dog would have been dead. And most people were just packed out with blood stop and hope it would have been okay, but it really was a damn artery bleeding in his neck. You know what I'm saying? So you got to let veterinarians do their thing.
I agree 100%. And I think that's one of the things that why guys that run dogs on big game, some of it, they get a bad rap because they're like, man, y'all putting these dogs through this. You can't make the dog do it. First off, the dog wants to do it.
I guarantee my pack would be a lot better than they are.
I agree. And the thing about it is that's a primal instinct for the animal, primal instinct for the human as well, is to hunt. We've been doing it since the dawn of time. So, but we haven't been veterinarians since the dawn of time. That's right. My point is, like, we put ourselves and our dogs in a lot of positions, and it's your job, if that dog gets in that position, to do everything that you possibly can.
Well, yeah.
And everything. I just don't think people take that serious enough. They look at it, it's just a hog dog. It's just a hog dog. Yeah. No, dude. You're the one that wanted to do this. You owe
it to that dog. Yeah,
like I said, I don't want to see no damn buckets out there for a week. Same deal.
Yeah. And it's just like you owe it. Like, yes, I get it. Some dogs they die in the woods and it happens. But like your damn good dog, like I would lay my, like, Carter, how much did you pay for Champ's leg? Can you hear me?
Say what, bro?
I said, how much did you pay for Champ's leg?
$2,500 on the emergency vet. Yeah. And then I ain't gonna say what the cost of taking off his leg was.
He's getting about 10,000.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying like my dog got.
I'm not being fun. I'm being serious. I don't know what it costs, but I'm just saying it
was steep.
Yeah. You're in this game. You got to make decisions if you want that dog to live or not. I look at it this way. Like Blitz got gutted down in Wood Rollins. The dog, the daddy, the shrimp and champion them. He got gutted. He ain't hunt after that. He got gutted. We took him to the vet. The vet's like, he's got like a 5% chance to live. We can do this as like $2,000, whatever. We can try to get him back right. We're like, and Dad looked at me and he's like, what should we do? Because the dog was already 10 years old. And I looked at Dad and I said, you had $2,000 worth of fun with that dog?
Yeah.
My dad said, I had way more than $2,000.
That's right.
I said, then send him through to surgery.
That's right.
So
without a doubt.
I get money situations and everybody's not and able to do it, and I get it. I understand that. But if you can and you got a credit card or you're able to do it,
and a lot of vets will work out a payment plan.
Yes, you don't try to save that dog, especially if it's a damn good dog. You're a bitch. Yep.
I'm for real. I agree.
Yep.
No doubt.
I mean, that was one of the things, man. My mama, when I went down to go get Champ from the vet, she started crying. She said, man, she said, she said, "Man, I didn't think you were going to try and save it." I said, "Mom, that dog right there, man. If anybody has earned it,
Yeah.
that joke right there has earned it." You know what I mean? And you have to have the discernment in your own mind to be able to weed out between this dog earned it and this dog, this dog's gonna die and I need to put him out of his misery. You got to have that discernment in your mind and be able to make logical decisions about that stuff in the heat of the time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You got to. We ran into that a couple summers ago. The inevitable happened. We got away with it for how many years without any issues like that, really. And we lost 2 dogs at the same time that were, lead dogs, and there's nothing we could do. Like by the time we got it under control, it was over.
Right.
And
then when you lost them dogs and you didn't try, and you wouldn't have tried. Some people don't try to save those dogs.
Oh, we were doing everything we could. Like we literally we were ripping shirts off. The hog wasn't dead. Nathan's taking care of a dog over here, and I'm literally on top of this boar hog by myself because Joe's trying to get the other dog, and I'm over here with a 300-pound hog, 275 pounds, whatever he was, stabbing him, and he's literally dragging me across the cornfield. But that's the least of our concern. The concern was not worried about Joey. The concern was worried about get the dogs, because that's what I kept saying: get the dogs, get the dogs. King was stepping on his guts. They're drug across the cornfield. We got to do something now.
Because if you don't, but think about how the next hunt you went on and you didn't have those 2 lead dogs, how shitty the hunt was, and then that makes you when you lose lead dogs like that.
Oh, dude,
you don't even want to hunt no more. You want to sell everything you got
without a doubt.
The same. Because it ain't the same.
It ain't been the same. We changed everything. We went to all these yellow dogs. That's why we started doing this. We literally rerouted everything we were doing because I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this again.
And right there, that whole situation right there proves in my heart and what I believe in is that shows, are you a dog man? Are you going to step up and try to keep hunting for those dogs? Because those dogs gave their life for you. They don't want you to quit hunting.
No, because I've been in that situation.
They love them. Yeah.
Hey, the only time that Ryan and I have ever gotten a serious argument in the woods was when we caught that massive bar hog. We called him Stupid Cur Dog last August, I guess.
I think you told us on the podcast. I think you told us already on the podcast. So say it again.
Did I?
Yeah.
But man, like Stinky Pete had a little plug hole in him, man, and every time his heart would pump, blood was squirting out of him. And I mean, Stinky Pete's a rough dog. We had him vested up, but it just missed the vest. And man, I'm carrying this wiggling dog back, and I mean, Stinky Pete, he's kind of feral. And I'm trying to hold my fingers on this hand on that thing, and Ryan is trying to tie a 400+ pound bar hog by himself.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to carry his dog back to the buggy. I said, Ron, F that mother effing hog. I said, shoot it in the head.
Yeah.
Said, just take him to the buggy. I said, I don't know where the buggy is. And I mean, we're sitting there hollering back and forth, man. And finally, Ryan got it tied. And, it wasn't as serious as we thought it was.
But at the moment, that was the most serious thing.
Right. In that situation, I was like, man, is it worth tying that hog to lose the dog?
No.
But, it wasn't as serious.
It worked out, though. It worked out.
Right. It was just a pinhole. We went up there and immediately packed it up with some blood stop, and it got stopped. And but it worked out. Like, I finally calmed myself down.
I was saying,
people don't ever want to talk about right here. What we're discussing now, this is something people don't ever want to talk about.
No.
And it's the reality of it.
I was hyped up. Because like I was carrying the dog back. He was hyped up because he's sitting there trying to tie a big old bar hog by himself. and neither one of us help each other.
Yeah.
And, we're both working for the same goal, but we were both so hyped up in the moment that,
Oh yeah. Like y'all were going against each other. Yeah.
Hey, y'all remember I was say, y'all remember how big that damn blonde sow we caught with Kevin and Jacob, and this hog trumped that thing by miles.
Really?
Oh, I mean, this hog was massive. I mean, he was massive, and but I finally collected myself and just stopped what I was doing. I quit and I just held on to Pete and held his neck until Ryan got the hog tied.
Yeah.
But it took me stopping and saying, you know what? I need to check myself because like if I keep doing what I'm doing, then stuff is not going to go the way it needs to go. So I just held his neck until Ryan got there, and we looked at it and it had slowed down. We kind of got it stopped, and we took him up to the buggy, and man, we packed it up before we even got home. But I say that not to pat my own chest and stuff, but sometimes you got to just stop and do what should be done in that moment.
Yes.
And understand that it ain't somebody thinks they know more than you. It's just you're both working to the same goal.
You just have different perspectives.
Got different perspectives of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And that's
the reason we do that is because we have been faced with those situations,
right?
And we've made the wrong call before.
Oh, 100%.
So we've learned through mistakes. And so for listeners out there, if you guys think that like everybody's perfect and nobody's done it, like no, we've done some shit that it backfired, or we're like, Jesus, why did we do that? Because you're caught up in the moment. So but trying to just the point of it, all of it is just to try to remain calm and be level headed through all of it.
That's right.
No matter what the situation is, because it can get bad.
It gets hairy in a hurry, and it's kind of like that picture I showed or that video I posted on my personal account the other day, catching that sow without a catch dog. I mean, I just run up there and caught it. And people are like, "Oh, you idiot! Use the bulldog, blah blah blah," and all this stuff, man. But if you don't test yourself in situations that don't matter, you ain't never gonna be ready when it really matters.
No, I didn't get that. Way people were talking, I was like, "What is wrong with the world? Like, have y'all not ever slipped in behind one and just legged him? What I mean,
but that's
without
the way
a catch dog,
That's the way we think, But what in my mind, I enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that boy was stone cold sober when he did that. Because
the primal instinct, like what I was talking about a while ago, that's what it goes. That's because you're not of the majority of today's culture. We're a minority.
Right.
And people look at us sideways. They're like, what is wrong with y'all? Used to, we were the majority.
Right.
There were men for years and years, and now there's not as many.
I seen this joker Ron Rankin jump in some holes with some boar hogs that were not caught. We're just sitting there firing the dogs like, "Catch him, boys! Catch him!" And Ryan jumps down in there.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like that. Like people talk bad about it, but I'm like, man, you got to be ready to do that kind of stuff if you're going to take dogs into the woods.
But even if you have a catch dog, I haven't been personally on a hunt, but I've heard stories multiple times of people sitting a catch dog, that dog getting wrecked and
one day
and dying, and then by the time they get there, the catch dog is laying on the ground dead.
Yeah,
that's
what I was to say.
They're still baying that hog.
Let Nate tell you a story about that, about the one out in the pond. When Grant sent that catch dog and we got there,
there's only one dog on
There's only one dog. The catch dog is at the bottom of the pond.
He done
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was too hot and all that, and so there was other dogs showed up, and guess what? The hog takes him for a loop, and then what happens, Nate?
end up having to go out there and get him.
Yeah, and no, like what he did is he went out there and he physically.
Oh yeah, you get down.
He put the hog. He drowned the hog.
Put your
and drug him back.
When you hold him, you reach up under one of your legs and hold his back leg, and then you use your other arm to backstroke. And while you're kicking him, you're pushing that sumbitch under the water, because otherwise, if he's on top, the dogs will bite you.
Yeah.
I also know that. Fucking Sally about nipped me on my face. She got me on my arm. So I'm out here trying to drown this pig and punch Rodney's dog in the face. I'm like, fuck Rodney, get your dog. It's trying to eat me.
All right, now there's another guy, like you're talking about jumping on them hogs, Jacob Kilgore.
Yeah.
This son of a gun will swim in a coal mine I'm talking about underground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying that he's more special than me or you or anybody. I'm saying that's what we do. That's what we do.
Looking at that, looking at the fire,
to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And looking at the firefighter aspect, I've seen like people going in these holes and stuff, going in these mines. You got to think about the oxygen level in those holes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, don't be an asshole, Ryan. You got to stop and think about a 400-pound hog that you jumped off a cliff on.
Yeah, but you got to think.
See, no. One's not better than the other. Don't do that. No, sir. No, but did you not see that dog? Did you not see people out in Texas? Listen, because if you don't go in there, I know what you were saying. I cut you off. I'm gonna reiterate, because the oxygen level's low and those dogs are in there. They could be dying as they're in there, so you need to get there.
Yeah, it could be a carbon monoxide pool.
Exactly. I was just messing with you. You know that. So
yeah. But that happened out in Texas when them people down from
Florida, they fell in that cistern, or what was it? Is that what it's called?
One went in there. Yeah, the dogs fell in and looked at the dogs. One person died, another one died. Like three people perished.
There was 4 people and 3 of them died.
It's so people
crazy
because people don't think about, and it's such a sad story, but people don't think about like holes and stuff like that. Like there's old wells everywhere out.
I'm scared of them.
There's old dipping vats on places. Like you can find yourself in a bind pretty quick.
Very quick. But like you said, you got to be prepared. So sometimes that's where the cowboy shit comes in.
Well, yeah,
that's the whole game. That's the whole thing. You're going to find yourself in fucking binds, and you got to figure out how to get out of the bind.
Like we already talked about, I keep a damn life jacket on my mule because we swim shit all the time. And sometimes it's flowing. We have no purpose crossing these logs and stuff. And you fall in there, I'm hoping to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I also keep long pieces like a rope or mule tape or something in case I got tied.
This man, Ryan, I'm going to interrupt you, Brian. I'm sorry.
You ain't never done that.
This man, Ryan, calls me at work one day and he FaceTimes me. And all I see is his nostrils above the water. He said, "Hey, cuz, I'm finna cross this river. I gotta go get the dogs." And I was like, he said, "I'm at McAvoy's." He said, "You know where to find me. I'm down here in this big bend, you know." And I said, "Cuz, like, why didn't you call me earlier? I'd have came up there. We'd have gone across it together." He said, "I'll be all right." And then you just see bubbles coming up out of nowhere.
Hey, but I
Godspeed, brother. Godspeed.
Yeah.
But I called him, and after that day, that day, I went and got a damn life jacket and put my mules, because I called Carter to let him know, hey, if I drown, you need to start looking in this side of the river.
Hey, guess what? The next week, I did the same thing to him.
And we laugh about it, and some of the stories, they're funny when you look back on it. But at the time, it's like you got to get to the dogs.
Oh yeah,
that's all you're worried about. You got to get to the dogs. Yep. And after you do it for so long, it's not about catching the hog at all. It's about just getting to the dogs and being prepared. Like we got a trailer, we haul side by side on a lot of times, and we got a box on the front of it, and there's probably 200 feet of rope in there.
Yeah.
There's, like you said, there's life jacket. Man, I couldn't tell you how much shit's in there. Because you never know what you're going to need.
Nope.
Yep.
And as soon as you don't have it, you're like, I don't need that junk. Guess what?
Yeah.
That's the first time you'll need it.
I even got I keep a lighter in my little bag in case I gotta start a fire, and then I keep obviously a little small knife sharpener. I mean, I keep some survival stuff in there too, but I keep I got these things on Amazon. They're like little fire starters, but they can get wet. You know what I'm saying? But they can still start a fire. So I keep those in the bag. I mean, I think about a lot of stuff because, man, you never you can get off. Like, I don't care if it's 2024, right? And we got all this technology. You're still one screw up away to being out in the woods for a while.
Well, I know where we're at in these hills. You can drop off of one spot, and I don't give a damn what kind of service you think you got. It's not happening. Your Garmin is not going to work either. It's going to show your dogs the opposite direction, and you've done walked a mile that way, and then it'll show them over here. You can calibrate it. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's the magnetic field, and it just screws it all up.
And that's why I say, it's kind of like you can share your location with somebody before you go hunting somewhere.
That's why I like the new Garmin 300, the 200 and the 300. That's why I have those. Because if something happens, exactly. That's why I have them. If it wasn't for that, I've done this for I don't know how many years, and I was like, I've never been hurt, never had none of this happen, blah, blah, blah. Well, we were hunting, we had a guy get hurt, and he was hurt bad. But everybody stayed calm. It all worked out fine. But I got to thinking about that, and I was like, what if that had been me by myself? How can I get a hold of anybody? How can I do anything? And we're talking about broke vertebrae in the neck, the back, what was it? The sternum, his hip, his leg, his knees, his foot. It was bad. And he walked out.
Damn.
Walked out. He drove himself home.
Drove himself home.
Did y'all jump him in a gang or something? What'd y'all damn?
Yeah. Well,
dog cartel, freaking.
That's it. Yeah. No, it was one of them deals. It's, you never know what's going to happen. He went with us, and he'd been with us several times, and
he was separated from the group and tried to do his own thing, and it did not fucking work out for him.
Yep. It was bad. And
but that's what you can take as much preventative measures as you can. Yep. Accidents happen, dude. Accidents happen. Whether I was out there hunting with my cousin and we were running deer dogs, and he actually shot himself in the foot with 30-30. I mean, and he was 14 years old at the time. I mean, accidents happen.
Yep.
And you just got to be ready to freaking stay calm and freaking take care of the actions. You know, I mean, it's
being prepared, like you said. That's the best thing is always have that bag with you. I mean, there's been times where I have literally left the bag with the tracking stuff in it, but I've had the medical bag with me. And I'm like, damn, I got to turn around and go back to the house. I don't even have a tracking collar. But I've got that damn medical bag with me, that cut bag. Yeah. And like you said, we'll put a list together and get Nate to, because we do a hit kit that we sell through the store, cut kit and stuff, and it has all different kind of things in it. And so, if somebody needs something like that, holler at us. Probably any suppliers is going to have it. Hardcore, Southern Cross, any of those guys, they're going to have medical kits and stuff that you can buy that have the basic needs that, that you're going to need in the field. But also, like Ryan's talking about, you guys get out there, y'all go to Amazon, eBay, or wherever, and you can buy a lot of these little things like tourniquets and stuff like that for just a couple bucks, man. And you might not ever need it, and that's awesome. But if you ever do.
Time you do. There's online, they got a perfect one, man. I've been looking at getting one. It's a new one. It's called Rhino Rescue. No free shout out. I'm just messing. But it's called Rhino Rescue. Mm-hmm. It's like a tactical trauma kit, man. And they got everything in there, man. They got chest seals. They got emergency blankets. They got trauma scissors, trauma kits. They got bloods. And they got tourniquets. It's like, I'm looking at it right now online. There's a $44 one and a $69 one. $69 is worth saving my life. So
yes,
I have one.
I would do it for $72. I would be even $75. I'd go there.
That's right.
To save my life.
That's right. But but it's good to have something like that. They got everything right there for
Yeah.
50, $60.
Well, this whole podcast really turned into something way different than what we started out with. But this is something that really needed to be out there because we always touch on this stuff about, the heat stroke, and we throw a little bit here and there out there, a little bit of information, but we don't ever get into the more raw deal about talking about wounds and how bad dogs get it and stuff like that, or how bad a person can get hurt. But that's the reality of it.
And it's like you might go hunting 100 times in 1 year, and you had one bad hunt.
Yep.
But you still had one.
Yep. That's all it takes is just that one. So for all you listeners out there, hey, if you guys have some stories or if you have some tips or tricks or something like that you want to share with us, contact me or Nate or Carter, Ryan, Uncle Pat,
don't
anybody.
Contact me, cuz.
Yeah.
Don't contact me.
He won't fucking text you back.
He ain't gonna text you back anyway. So I mean, he ain't like me. I answer every time, boys.
I text Daddy Ryan, and he'll straighten Carter out.
That's it.
Yeah, Carter's got 724 unread messages.
Carter, how many unread emails do you have?
Hey, no, I got 760 right now, boy.
I told you up there.
Carter, how many unread emails do you have?
Oh man, I actually just cleaned up the email, and Ryan does a phenomenal. Like people don't know, Ryan does.
Here's what mine
the
says.
grunt work for B&B. Like Ryan is answering email, and like every now and then I'll answer an email, and I feel so proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, boy, like I got to.
All mine. I looked at mine right now, Carter, and it's got a red circle with an exclamation point over. I'm dead ass serious. It says account storage is full. What does that mean? You won't be able to send or receive emails.
You can't delete
and you already can't save to drive and back up Google Photos.
Oh man.
Damn, boys. Well, see, and that's a daily thing. I don't think you should have to answer emails.
I'm just not that good at it. I'll be completely honest.
I'm great at it.
Ron is phenomenal. Like he's handling the ID and like that joke kills all that stuff. And I'm not good at it. I will read something and then 3 months later I'll be like, oh man, I forgot to reply to that person, and then get on there and reply.
What is that noise? What are y'all doing?
Do y'all hear a noise?
It ain't me.
Yeah, it's Carter. Huh?
No, it ain't me.
He quit then. He heard me. I said, it's Carter. That noise quit then. That noise is guilty. It's like, quit playing with that pencil on your desk. Stop it. Oh, so
next thing you know, that joker's in my mouth.
Oh, God.
What else do you...
Hey, cut that out, man.
No.
Sound clip right there, motherfucker.
That's it. Sound clip. Audio bite.
Oh, man. Hey, y'all can clip me, man. I don't care.
We gonna pimp him, baby. We gonna pimp him.
He just saw something big and long, and he just had to put it in his mouth.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's got a little fallacy going.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
All right, so what else y'all want to talk about since we're on the talking show?
All right, well, since I think I'll just touch on it.
Before
touch on it.
Easy now. I know it just came up with something, and me saying I think I'll just touch on it's the wrong thing to say right now. But they did say something about the biggest hater you've seen on social media lately.
Yeah, what you got?
So you know that video I posted, a girl where she's like walking out of that creek, and there's a hog behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like, oh, I done got the employee of the month again, been doing such a good job, and everybody like kind of got the gist of the joke that I had already called her out. But this one guy's like, oh, that heat made her curl up. And I was like, dude, you're an idiot if you think I couldn't whistle at that dog and her go right back over there and make it up. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem that we have on social media right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is that people take a 15-second clip and they think, like, they evolve all of these thoughts around a 15-second clip.
Yep.
when they don't really have any type of clue what is going on in that clip.
Yeah, most people thinking they just generally hurt themselves.
Yeah,
They don't do a good
Right.
job of the
Yeah.
thinking.
I mean, it's just like,
and very few
like
will
this-
ever admit that they made a mistake. You know, very
Right.
very
Jump the
few.
gun on it.
Yeah, jump the gun. Hey, had a buddy of mine yesterday. He made a post. He heard about that 48.
I saw that, man. That was really good to see, man.
And you know, he messaged me, and I told him, I was like, because we were talking about it being about blood trailing dogs. He said, "Man, I feel like a dumbass." He said, "I guess I will wear the dress." I was like, "No, man, it's all good." I said, "Hey, you know, that's the whole point." He said, "That was genius." He said, "It was absolutely genius because I took that little bit and I jumped the gun." He said, "My ego got in the way." He said, "I had to check myself, man." He said, "But it consumed me." He said, "So guess what?" He said, "All these other guys, they were texting back and forth. Now all of them are listening." He said, "So it worked." And I was like, you know, that's great because 99 other times, no one's ever going to call you and say, "Man, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun," you know, and and take it for what it is. 99 other times, they're going to be like, "Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong." Blah, blah, blah.
The beauty of it is, and I think Ryan and I have always done it, we started it as we're going to tell the truth and we don't really care what everybody else got to say. And the best part about it is when you piss people off, you're going to get the same response as if you're going to get a better response as if people were just like in love. Like, dude, when these people start commenting all this garbage on our stuff, like it multiplies that video's strength by exponential values. And we're just like, thank you for all of these. And man, I'll be completely honest. When we first started, that stuff really bothered me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you remember me telling you guys, I was like, I've always kind of prided myself on, you know, I didn't have any haters. That I knew about. Now I know about them. Now I know about them. Yeah, I started running around with y'all and Ronnie Creek. That's who got it started, probably Pawpaw, because I know he's gonna be listening. Yeah, Pawpaw. But anyway, so now it's like it don't even bother me. It don't, because here's the deal: if you're doing something or talking about it, and you're trying to do something just that's not in your lane that you would normally do, or you got to say something about me or what I'm doing or what you guys are doing, that means that you're paying attention to me. Because honestly, I don't know what the hell they're doing because I'm too busy doing my stuff. And like you said, it multiplies. It helps. It helps. Thank you.
Yeah. And just because they don't like your videos and stuff, don't mean they ain't seen it. Because you'll get 100 views before you get one like on something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know y'all watching. I know y'all watching.
Yes,
You're
exactly.
I wish.
I need we need about 500 or 600 subscribers on YouTube is what I need. Bad.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean, y'all can have all our deceased subscribers because we got ours deleted.
I know. Well, see, we've tried. You know, they deleted one of them, so we jumped back on it, and I'm like, and we've been so kosher about everything. So I'm like, you know, we need to get our YouTube channel built up, and we're starting to put more videos and stuff out. Of course, you can't get too graphic with it, you know, because they'll knock you down. But
yeah, I'm anxious to see how well Becker's is going to stay up again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's almost like when you get deleted one time, they're on the list.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So you can't show anything. As soon as the dog makes contact, cut. That's the way we do it.
So I know, and I always tell Carl, I know as we said this last podcast, but Rumble's the way to go. Save all your videos. Rumble's the way to go, and then the people that want to watch are going to watch.
Yep.
How are y'all doing on Rumble? How you liking it so far?
I mean, it's not YouTube, but
I mean, we've made like 75 cents off of it.
We had, I think we did 88 cents not long ago.
boy, y'all
we're
are killing
cooking.
us.
Yeah, I'm dead. I was like,
That's on
dude.
Buzzsprout.
Yeah, that was on. I was
That's through the podcast.
I was beside myself. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
I get fired up, man.
yeah, because it's like
75
it didn't
and I'm
cost us,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
what people don't understand. Like we're guys like us, we're self-funded.
Yeah.
You know,
But then you got talking like because like we you see it all the time on like Instagram or Facebook because like I'm not trying to toot no horn, but like videos will go viral, like they'll hit 1 million views or something like that.
yeah,
But then Facebook wants to hit you up and like they're like, we want to put ads on your videos. But if you look into the terms and agreements of it, you got to comply to all their rules.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, okay, let's do it. We can make some money on Facebook. We can do that or Instagram, but now they got you by the nuts and they can shut your shit down.
Yeah, because if you get one video that messes you up, then that's gonna mess up the whole thing, the whole channel.
The whole thing, and that's what we are, man. And that's my biggest fear is the social media shit shutting down on us and having to restart over. And hopefully we have enough true followers that would refollow us. But
I think you do.
But props to them like Becker and stuff are sticking to it, and other people trying to stick into it and make it and try to defy the man. But it's inevitable, man. It's gonna happen, dude.
Like, Brian, you remember like when we first started like on TikTok, I would just like blow a TikTok up to like 50,000 followers, and I just like, oh, they can't tell me what to do, and they kept deleting them, and I was just pissed off. I was like, they can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want to, and they would keep just, and like I've learned now, like, if you don't want your stuff to get deleted, don't post that stuff.
Yeah.
And as much as it pisses me off, and as much as it pisses you off, like you got to know the platforms that you can do certain things on.
Yeah. Like a TikTok, people were like, "Where's the catch? Why can't we see the catch video part of it?" Or blah blah blah. And you're like, "Well, we can't show it there, Leroy. That has 3 followers. It's not gonna.
That's the problem.
We're gonna get shut down."
And that's the same thing with us on the YouTube part. You know, our first videos they were more graphic. Of course, we got deleted.
What deleted us was the Bapin videos.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Same shit, bro.
They'll put you can't post you can't post a Bapin video on YouTube.
Not us anyway. So, like you said, so what we do instead of defy the man, we try to comply with the man. You know, we try to say, okay, man, we're going to follow this and we're going to do right. And if you hit us and you knock us down, then something's wrong. But like we can't show all the hardest parts of it and do it as a business as well. Because you're not going to get, you're not like we don't make any money off of anything. Yeah. I mean, we want to get to that point. And like I said, we're just now starting to push all this stuff a little more. And, you know, maybe sooner or later we'll get to that point. But like you said, there's a fine line. You see these videos where, I mean, and they're good videos. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But they don't get to stay up very long. And then they're not monetized. So they're just showing videos.
I need to shoot y'all text messages. I got a guy that I think be able to help get your podcast up, and he plays for the Tennessee Titans. And I'm gonna try to get y'all hooked up.
Okay.
Wow, we pulling out big names on the podcast.
Nah,
dude. Ron Rankin.
No, but I'm saying,
listen,
big names.
No, but like for real, like I'll try to get him on there, and try to say his name.
That'd be great.
Come on. Actually, go back out and cut the freaking Tennessee Titans shit out so nobody fucking hits him up.
I got you because that's what happened.
Whoa. That sounded pointed, brother. That sounded pointed, brother.
Hey, I'm just calling it how it is, cuz I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah, because they'll damn sure do.
Timothy Kling made a post the other night. He said, if the shoe fits, lace that bitch up, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, so, you know, like we're on Apple now.
Finally. That was the biggest damn headache in the world.
That's awesome, man. That's big time.
Like, well, dude, like we didn't want, I don't know nothing about all that shit. But like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know nothing about all that shit. I just know that we interviewed a guy that has a good podcast, Ben Sheets, with Tree Talking Media. Tree Talking Time.
I listened to his episode with Adam Vu today about hog hunt with Lycas.
Y'all
Very
check
good
him
episode.
Oh, the Bayou Outlaws.
Yes, sir.
Dude,
I listened to that while I was cutting the grass today too. Shout out.
Hey, all bullshitting aside, he went out of his way after we were done. He was like, "Hey, don't hang up." He was like, "Guys, this is what I want to see you do. This is what'll help you." He was so helpful.
No, yes, it was very humbling.
We're on the same team.
Yeah.
And then there's other ones out here they'll want to cut your head off. And I get it, it is what it is. But at the same time, it's like, it really does you good to have somebody that's helpful.
Yeah.
And they want to see you do good.
There ain't no doubt about that. There ain't no doubt about that.
It gives you a little bit of hope. It's like, man, maybe the whole world isn't shit.
Hey, Joey, right. You know what I thought about the other day when I made that Instagram post, Facebook post about when we went out there to Texas.
Yeah.
And I posted 12, it was like a 15-second run from one dog, man. He went out there and looked phenomenal. And he turned around.
He said, "Nope."
Yeah, dude, he's baying the hog. And Ryan's like, "Dude, you really posted?" I was like, "Cuz, what you mean? Like, why would I not post it?"
Exactly.
But I thought about
and I said that. I told him, I said, that was real, bro. That was real.
I thought about you when I posted that because I was like, man, the only time that 12 has ever bayed in one dog, I was like, man, we had a time in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Up there with Rusty Fusho Mayshore.
That's right.
Yes, sir, man. And I thought about you, and I just started giggling, man, because do you remember all the backlash that came to that? Because that Joker, he's about 1%. He's about 1 for 7 baying in one dog.
Because
one week he did it, man. He looked good at it.
No, he was.
Dude, he went to the bay off, let off a couple wolves, sniffed around. He was like, "Shit, we got him. What are we doing?"
Yeah, like, come on with it, boys. Oh man.
Golly,
he didn't have no dash dogs. That's what's wrong with him. He didn't have no good eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny stuff right there. I started cracking up, man.
Yep.
Yeah, because we was fist fighting people about how to run that dog for like 3 months. Me and you and Randy Durrell, we're all just fist fighting people. And like, quit fighting one dog, and I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, like fuck it. I'm the whole time I'm like, run him, turn him loose, shit.
Oh yeah, it was like at the Boars Nest at Charles and Amanda's Bay. Oh
yeah, they were like, don't one dog. I'm like, turn him.
I think we fist fought the entire the entire venue that time. Because 12 made the first loop ever.
Well, you remember they kept coming over to me
for the first time ever.
Well, you remember we would sit down.
You ruining that dog.
He'd come up. Carter would come over there and sit down and be talking to us, and then somebody would come sit down and be like, "Tell him not to do this." I'm like, "He's sitting right here."
Fuck is his dog?
Yeah, it's like it's his dog. I don't give a shit.
And after about the third one, I got stirred up, and Paw caught the brunt end of me getting stirred up. I feel bad. I love Paw. Paw Paw's good people, and Paw was just trying to help me.
Yeah,
he was stirred up by that point.
But I thought it was hilarious, though. I like to see everybody stirred up.
Man, you know, if we ain't stirring somebody up, we ain't doing something.
Yeah, because Paw, he was He was getting a little bit emotional about it. He was like, "Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. It's your damn dog. But what you need to do is this." Carter said, "Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's my dog. I'm going to do what I want to do."
I said, if I want to walk in the pit and shoot him in the head with a 30-30, I will.
Yeah, he's like, damn.
He looked at me. That Joker looked at me and said, well, if that's how you feel.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I think he got the gist after that. He was like, well, shit, this ain't going nowhere. So.
I love old Ronnie Crick. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Ronnie's good people, man. And he catches a lot of flack. But, man, I tell you what, that Joker is good people. He is good people, and I enjoy every second that I'm around Ronnie Creek. Yep. This is the unsolicited Ronnie Creek shout out. I love that man, and that's my Paw right there.
Yes, sir. Love Paw Ronnie.
Hey, tell speaking of Ronnie Creek's going, talk about our old Uncle Pat. He's a damn good one too.
I tell you.
So we got done with Nixon and we was hunting out in Texas, had a good time, little trip. So we had to go back by Pat's house to pick up. We go back by Pat's house to pick up a puppy.
Yeah.
And while we was there, we get there. He's like, we eat at this Mexican restaurant. He's over there like, it's me, Carter, and Drew Brooks. And he's like, y'all want to go catch a hog when we get back? I said, Pat, if it ain't a damn 3-hour drive or some bullshit, like,
yeah, because like that's the way Pat works. He's like, hey, I need you. Like, we gonna take your truck and we're gonna go to this other spot. We gotta drive 4 hours to get there to go run. And Ryan's like, Pat, as long as like, oh no, we gonna take the yard dogs. He said, y'all ain't gotta cut nothing loose. We'll take the yard dogs.
Tell them what happened, Carter.
So we pull up to Pat's house. You know, if you ain't never been to Pat's house, man, you missing it. Because this joker he's got every different, like, I mean, there's German Shepherds out there. There's a lab out there.
If you ain't got if you got a damn almanac of dogs and went to, they're all there. Took the book. You can flip every page and look at a dog in his yard.
Well, I mean, the only time some of them come out is when another car pulls up. Like, he'll have dogs like that are burrowed up under his kennel.
Yeah.
Like aardvarks or whatever. They'll be burrowed up under the kennel.
Yeah.
And they hear a weird noise. They'll come out there and just peek at you. It's like meerkats on that on National Geographic. Yeah. You got a bunch of meerkat dogs out there looking at you. And then Pat will go, come on, dogs. He comes out there dragging a double barrel 12 gauge on his shoulder. He said, come on, dogs, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Get ahead. And this dog will just scatter into the woods.
Yeah. And not one of them had GPS collars on.
No, we didn't have a single varmint.
Hey, he had to make sure. He looks around and goes, I got to get an open dog. Hold on. He goes and unchains one. The one was on a chain. He goes, I got to bring him. I ain't got no GPS collar with me. He said, I got to be able to hear these sons of bitches.
Yeah.
He's like, damn them damn silent dogs. And we know we love silent dogs. We were just getting each other shit the whole time.
Oh, man. But yeah, we went out there and I had my swim trunks on because I know how it is over there. It's wet all the time. And all them boys just got hammered with a bunch of them. And
a lot of rain. They had a lot of rain.
Man, and the river and lake was flooded in 5 minutes. Pat said them hoes gonna be up on that hill. And sure enough, we walked about, I don't know, half a mile from the house, and a couple of them dogs throw their head up, and we was on him right there. And we called him and I said, oh, we gonna go cut the hog dogs out next. He said, they up here on this flat. He said, we're gonna go cut the hog dogs out next. We ain't got the hog dogs out right now. Legitimately, we just took yard dogs and we go out there and catch swine.
Yeah.
But you know, the best part about it is Pat sitting there talking, and he's like, man, he said, I tell you what, and you know, we got 7 different types of dogs on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we got a black lab.
Bro, that lab was a bad motherfucker.
He's bad. I'm trying to get that dog off the side a couple times. But you know, Pat just starts walking back to the house. We're like, Pat, you don't care about your dogs? He said they'll come back. They know where to get fed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the type of dog he got, and that's the type of man he is. He said they'll come back. They know where to get fed.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what's wrong with the world now. That's what's wrong now. Is people take it too serious.
They forget their animals,
and they forget the like we were talking about the primal instinct earlier. You know, it's those dogs know what to do without us. They don't need us for nothing.
Yep. Hey, exactly right.
We went back to the house. Tell him about when he cut Daisy loose. Then catch dog out of the house, or then that black dog that lab came back, and he's like,
watch this
shit.
So we come back to the house, and he cuts Daisy May out, and Pat, you've been around Daisy May enough to know.
Oh yeah.
She knew she had got duped. She knew she didn't get to go hunt, and she come out there. She's pissed off. She's mad. Well, here come the lab pit bull it's back. It runs up to us, grabs another dog, and then goes back into the woods to start just to return back to the race. He's like, I gotta come get some help, and he come back and get another dog, and they go back and race for another hour or so. And then they come back and they lay down, they tired. But I mean, that's just like that. I love it. I mean, that's just like
that's how it is.
I had more fun in the 2 hours that I was there, than I've had in a long time, just because it's just like, I mean, it ain't super serious. It ain't about, who got the best dogs, who got this, who got that. We just took some dogs out in the woods and we got home.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that's, like I said, people lose touch with the reality part of it. The reality part of it is, how do you think we all even do this? Because of it's our heritage. The guys that were doing this in the 40s and 50s and 60s, they ain't had no GPS, and none of them had it all the way up through the 90s.
I'll tell you what, that's why them rough dogs got a bad rap for so long, because
oh yeah,
where they were at, it was like, get them rough dogs out here, we can't still find them.
Well, see, and that's that.
If you think about it, they didn't have nothing to them.
Well, I already know, because like when I first started, you can ask Nate. Well, I didn't have a GPS, and I ran bulldog crosses and jags. Dogs didn't bark, and you talking about stressful as hell.
Yeah, God bless you, man.
Yeah, I was. And listen, I'm talking about. Next time y'all come, I'll bring y'all down there and show you. Standing on top of a hill with over 30,000 acres of waist-high pines. And I don't know where the dog's at. I don't know where he's at. And then you start walking the way that you last seen him. And then after you get about a half a mile deep, you start hearing a little bit of squealing. And you're like, oh, he's down this way.
They'd be out there tracking him by his fucking foot.
Yeah, and I mean, like, literally, we tracked the dogs down until we could hear the hogs, or unless the dogs were fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
Unless they had something else, and there was a lot of that. And so, yeah, when I got my first Garmin, I was like, oh my Jesus. I couldn't believe it. Clay Austin, he was like, watch this, Joey. He said, look, that dog's right there at 300 yards. I was like, holy shit.
Well, and
because I thought it was 5 miles. I thought he's 5 miles. He's 300 yards.
Another thing the Garmin did was it made people say, well, that dog that I thought was the lead dog really ain't the lead dog.
Exactly. It humbled a lot of people and their dogs.
Yep.
Because, like you said, I wound up getting a dog one time, and a guy got rid of him. And he told me, he's like, man, probably 6 months later, he said, I sold the wrong dog. He said, because this whole time I thought he was just doing to me too. He said he was the lead dog.
Yep.
And I was like, we ain't getting him back. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, bud. You made the deal.
Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you.
Hey, freaking Carter got on me. I sold a dog today.
Oh, boy, we got a dog peddler in the midst of it. We got a dog peddler in the midst of it.
Tommy Lance Armstrong, baby. Tommy Lance Armstrong.
Well. The dog peddler, Ryan Rankin, is
so what happened? Tell me about that shit.
All right, so I got this dog 2 years ago as a puppy, and I raised it up. It was a good dog. I mean, she goes out and hunts hard with other dogs. And fresh time, she hunts her ass off.
I'll interject because it's Ryan's dog and he don't want to talk good about the dog. So this dog is she's a good dog. She's not a bad dog.
Yeah.
She's not a cull. Ryan did not sell somebody a cull. This dog is a good dog, but she don't get out there and hunt like honey or girl.
And no sign. Yeah,
she's a good.
Well,
dog,
y'all are changing the way you're changing your style of hunt too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, if we would have had her back in the day when we had Champ and Shrimp and them type dogs, cuz we'd have been fired up about her. Because she'll go find a hog.
Yeah.
And she'll stop that joke.
Yeah,
But
like, I'm saying like long range to her is like 400 or 500 yards. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So I put it on Facebook. Like I've been pondering an idea. And that's that cream pie dog. I had oatmeal and then cream pie. Yeah, that's that cream pie dog. She's a good little dog. I got her from some buddies out in Florida. And
cream pie first.
Yeah, I did have cream pie first, and then I got oatmeal. Yeah. So anyway, I've been pondering an idea of getting rid of her, and I was like, man, I want to put my time in the honey, and I got my Pete dog, and then I got Daisy and Putty, got my Phil, and then I got another dog. My dad's got another dog, a puppy, and then Hank. And I was like, man, I take honey all the time because he strikes out. It's hard not to take a dog that hunts. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to.
No, it's not. No, it's not. When you get old, you'll understand there, son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
Leave them.
The one fucking time I can talk some shit. Hey, the one time I can talk some shit. And the reason I say that, guys out there listening, is because I have left all my lead dogs in the yard for 1 year. And I started giving them away. Did I not, Nate? I swear.
That's good.
But I'm going to tell you, it's a heartbreaking son of a bitch when I know I got 5 dogs at home and I'll smoke one, and I take 5 puppies that won't do nothing but eat shit and run rabbits.
That'd be hard, man.
It's hard, buddy. It's hard. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But I feel bad because I got like Daisy and Putty. I know what they do, and I know Daisy can hunt, and I know Pete will hunt his ass off, and I know.
One of y'all like rolling around or something?
No, he's driving.
Oh, I'm driving to the gas.
Driving.
I was so confused. I was like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
I am rolling.
Getting that cream pie.
Rolling around.
Here, let me mute myself.
Oh.
Nice.
All right, tell us about the pup.
Well, I was saying it's hard to leave them dogs at home, and
it is.
In the pen, and then you feel like if you're not hunting them, they're losing their aspect because they're not keeping up with their ability to hunt. You know what I'm saying?
Like I fully do.
You don't want them to sour on the chain. So then I kept taking cream pie, and I got her right. Like she's doing pretty damn good right now. And I sold her to a guy in Anderson, South Carolina, not too far from the house, and he's got like 100-acre to 500-acre blocks of woods he can.
Oh, that'd be perfect for him.
I said, bro, that's perfect, bro. Like that's the type of dog she'll probably shine out and stuff like that.
I sold a bulldog today.
Did you? I seen that post.
Well, I mean, I had I think there was 27 people within the first 15 minutes that hit me up, and it was like it's the same situation like you're talking about. And I got that other dog, Deuce. I've got my other stuff over here that I want to work with, and I don't want to let them sit on the chain. Yeah, it's the same situation. We're not selling dogs just to sell them or try to make money or none of that shit. Because the Lord knows I got way more than that in them.
Because promise me, I would kill a dog before I sold them.
Yeah,
your bad one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, so, I'm not gonna get rid of a bad dog.
So I posted it on Facebook. I've been pondering. I did. Well, actually, I didn't even post it. I seen some boy looking for a dog, and I hit him up, and he's like, "Man, I just found some other dogs. They kind of passed up on my offer." I said, "Okay, that's fine. That's cool, bro." And then so I posted it on Facebook on the little Georgia hog dog equipment thing. I said I got a collar for sale. I'm in there moving her, blah blah blah, and I had like immediately like 10 people hit me up.
That man even uses the lingo. I got a collar for sale. I had to keep stuff for that one.
You can't sell dogs. You can't sell dogs on Facebook. So I actually sold it to a buddy. I I hope he becomes a buddy. He actually hunted in the Tulsa hunt this year. Yeah. And he got interested in the way he was talking about he hunts. I was like, man, this dog would be perfect for you, dude. I said, and I showed him videos of her. Like she was baying that big tooth boar hog we caught in Texas. So, like she took her hunting the other day with Carter, me and Carter. She bayed the hell out of some sow. Like she bays tight. And she does really well, but she just, like I said, I needed to move her or I'm gonna do injustice of not that she needs. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's when you're. I mean that's just you're growing. That's what happens.
And I didn't freaking sell. I didn't try to sell him the dog for $2,000 or anything.
No, I would have got 12,000. That's what I would have started out as.
This is the first time I ever sold a dog. Usually I just give them away to buddies.
Well, you should have called me and I would have walked you through the steps because I pedal the hell out of them. I'm selling dogs every day over here.
I hear you.
I think we started out this year with 46 dogs and I've got 59. So I'm burning them up.
You're on that damn Kevin Brooks math.
Yeah, and that's what Nate was like. Nate was proud of me though. He was like, "Dad, if you do that like 35 more times, we'll be in good shape."
Hey, we have 40 dogs. I can handle
we're doing
it.
pretty good.
I want to get down to 30, but I can handle 40.
There you go.
It's a lot easier.
I got 5, and I feel like it's a freaking lot.
It is a lot, and like there was a purpose behind having so many for a lot of years, but now it's to the point. Like I said, we're going back to more of a dry cast dog.
Yeah,
and
that's what I like.
And a bay, more back to bay dogs. It's easier when you go on a hunt with people, and like if we come hunt with you guys, or y'all come hunt with us. If everybody's got cast dogs and they're all bay dogs, hey, you can sit there. You ain't got to be stressed and get in a huge hurry. You ain't got to work yourself to death. But I'm always gonna have a couple of rough dogs with me just in case. As long as you utilize it properly and everybody gets, you can work it. But, just that's one reason why we had so many dogs. And that's also, like I said, I've literally started placing some dogs that are genuinely very, very good dogs. So that way I can work on young dogs.
Well, to that point, I think people get it misconstrued, man. When you jump a hog, there's nothing wrong with dumping more dogs to it and fresh packing that hog.
No.
But what fires me up, what gets me mad is when you got a hog bay with just a couple dogs and people want to throw more dogs in the mix.
Dump the dogs.
That's where stuff starts to go wrong.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize the difference in between those two. And I'm just going to mute myself right after this because I'm fixing to be rolling again.
That's right. But I like going back to that dog I sold. I felt like it was fair. I said, buddy, I said she's probably worth more, but I'll sell it to you for $500, bro. You come get her. I'll meet you halfway. Yeah. I said, I'll sell you $500, man. I said, hell, she gets the damn best flea tick medicine, some Simparica Trio, she's taken care of really well. She's taking care of more than $500. I guarantee you that, and she'll bathe the damn hair up a hog.
And there's a lot of people they get it twisted on that as far as the price of a hog dog. Because everybody says, well, they could get that you could take them on the first hunt. I literally legit 1,000% had $5,000 in one, and the first hunt, the first hog, it was over. Man. But I didn't get mad at all because it was the craziest shit you've ever seen. But it happens.
But you understand it happens.
Yes.
You know the risk before handing that money over to that person. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt. And when he told me what the dog was, and this was no joke, when we got there, we didn't even get to pull up nowhere. I had to unclip him because he was jumping, hanging out of the buggy. None of the other dogs were even picking their head up yet. And I cut him loose, and this sumbitch was gone, and he went a half a mile, and he sat down, and he had one of the biggest hogs that I've ever killed. He had him sit there bayed. I knew he was the real deal. And it was bad the way it happened, though. But people think $500 is $500 ain't nothing, man.
Yeah,
that's puppy prices. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's funny because people. I see both sides of it. Yeah, like the $5,000 you paying for a badass dog.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Like when you spend money, I never bought a dog till Shrimp died. Once Shrimp died, and I was kind of and like Shrimp died, and my other dog I retired, Blitz, and I was like, damn, I had no lead dog, and I feel like I'm hunting with like puppies and shitty dogs. Like this sucks, right? So I had to go.
It does.
So I decided to get a dog. I coughed up some money. Around like $1,000, and I got a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Texas from Matt Carr, and it's old Stinky Pete. He's been the damn fucking badass dog since I got him. And but
Stinky Pete is that deal. But hey, Layla, let me interject because I'm almost done rolling. Ryan wanted to kill Stinky Pete and Shankathon last year. And let me tell you when Ryan wanted to kill him. Ryan wanted to kill him the third day we had hunted that joker in a row because he wouldn't pass. And he didn't have no skin left on the front of his legs.
Damn, Ryan.
He had been running so hard. That joker didn't have no skin left on his legs. And Ryan's like, oh, God, this dog won't cast. I'm like, Ryan, he's tired, cuz.
The dog's tired. I was tired. Right. I needed one more cast out of him, man. I needed one more cast.
That's right.
But it's funny to say that because, like, man, you look in the damn coon dog world, like that. How much money these dogs are going for? It's unreal.
$5,000 in the coon dog world is a dog that's just started treeing. Good.
It's unreal.
Okay, so
I've seen the pots pay out there like $100,000. Like, it's a crazy shit. But like, even then,
listen, we talked to Austin Gentry the other day, and to buy half of Conor McGregor was $85,000. Is that what he said, or 89?
He said 80
or 80. Okay, that was to buy partners in him. They looked at a female out of Indiana or Illinois,
and
they
was Oklahoma.
Was it Oklahoma?
Yeah.
For $175
to buy half.
Yeah.
To buy half.
Wait.
To buy half.
I wish.
To buy half. Listen to me, guys. To buy half. I will sell you the whole motherfucker for $1,250.
Yes,
everything I got. You can take 27 dogs.
Whoa. You said 100,
Come get them.
You said 175 was half?
Half.
Bro,
Hey,
he's gonna be a get.
I'm not saying because I'll do some bad stuff for 100,000.
You did for that 175.
Hey, listen.
We'll knock it down to 50,000.
Look, here's the
We're
deal.
talking about $1,000.
On that one dog I was talking about, that Connor dog. I think out of the first year. Okay, so it was like, to buy half was 80, so you're looking at 160. The first year it won multiple hunts, but it won $200,000, two separate $100,000 hunts, and a $90-something thousand truck hunt.
Oh my gosh!
That was 3 fucking hunts.
He's going to the Nationals right now.
Yeah, with a pup off of that dog,
bro. Ain't it so misconstrued how?
Yeah, he just won the state the other day, but not with that dog, with a pup out of him. And like, I sent Randy Durrell some pictures the other day because we was talking about it, and I was like, look, here's first, second, and third. And this wasn't no huge hunt, right? 50,000 first place, 30,000 second, 20,000 third.
All right, boys, I'm gonna go get me a coon dog.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wish a coon would coon dog would or not. I wish a raccoon. I don't want to get no words misconstrued anywhere. I wish a raccoon and a coon dog would light my fire and want to do that, but I just can't do it, man. And
it's not the same.
It's not the same to me. It's so crazy that we as hog hunters, like, we're the bottom barrel, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
without a doubt.
Like, what do you think it goes? What's the order you think it goes? I think it goes hog dogs.
We're at the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
No. Listen. I think deer doggers are below us.
No.
I don't know. No,
I think they're one above us.
They're just above us.
They're right above us.
I see some deer dogs. I see the people pay.
All right, I'll give y'all that.
Here's why.
Bro,
They'll pay
I know people that pay for some deer dogs.
Well, listen, they'll pay $200 for the dog, but they'll pay $5,000 to get in that club. We're not doing that.
That is true. And if anybody hears this podcast and wants a deer dog, I got one for you.
Yeah, I got some out there too. And
that joker will pile one up, and if he quits barking, it's because the deer stopped.
Yeah, he's a race dog. He's a race dog for sure.
That joker will pile a race. Old 8-ball.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So what y'all think for real? See, I in my mind, I go hog doggers, low totem pole going up. Hog doggers. You think deer doggers?
Yep.
Okay. Do you go? What's next? Squirrels or
fox?
Come on.
Foxhounds and stuff.
Okay. Think about it though. Are you classifying ducks and and like quail dogs and stuff like that.
They're at
as
the
well.
top.
Oh, them are up near the top.
Yeah, they're at the
Yeah,
top.
I'm just saying-
Upland
so
game
they're-
bird
they're-
dogs are number one. in
Them
my
are up
mind.
near the top, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're looking
And
at
there's
you're
the
looking at
fewest
triple
of them.
digits on some of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
That's
not
okay.
triple digits, six figures. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
so we're going.
there's a lot of 10,000 plus bird
I'd
dogs.
say foul dogs in general are number one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going hog doggers at the bottom, ear
Yep.
doggers next. What's the next one?
I'd say people that's running fox pens, coyote
Okay.
coyote hunters.
All right, then what goes above that? Squirrels?
Yeah,
or no?
probably squirrel or rabbit hunters.
I'd say rabbit, they're below squirrel hunters.
Yeah, because they're not going to pay, but I'm looking at what they'll pay for a dog as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm taking into consideration. Good beagles, $500 to $1,000. A good squirrel dog, 1,000 and up.
Yeah.
Like you're not touching you ain't touching Foxy for less than $7,500 out here on my yard at all.
All right.
Period.
Yeah, all right. So we got that. Now what goes above them?
Then you're gonna get into
What about the bobcat? Big cat?
no, they're way up there.
Oh, shit.
I'd say they're
I
below
forgot
the
about
foul
bear.
dogs.
What about bear dogs?
Bear dogs would probably be next.
I'd say big game tree dogs could probably all be the same price.
Yeah, they'll
Because
be.
whether you're training a bobcat, a bear, or a mountain lion, there's a lot of those super good hounds that go for 10 or 20 grand.
Yeah, I was thinking to say you'll be in the.
Anybody's got a bobcat dog that can get it done in Georgia, I want to see it.
Well, there's guys out there that's running bobcat dogs like they are here in Alabama. You just don't.
But there's
never
two of them.
Yeah, I
There's
think
two.
say you just don't ever know them. But I'm telling you,
I'd
dude,
love to find a man because
I got like a damn
that
60-pound bobcat in the backyard. Somebody needs to come get.
that's what I want to see. I want to see them put a bobcat in a tree.
well, the only thing with
oh,
that is it's going to go up the tree, and the way it's so thick and stuff, and then
They'll just keep jumping.
yeah, it's just going to bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. I've had dogs. You remember that damn? I had a blue tick. That son bitch would run a bobcat like you would never see.
We
But
need to get that phone number from
it
Travis
was so
Johnson.
aggravating. Yeah, I got some
Travis
guys that are
Johnson
with
said-
the deer doggers and the fox pen guys. They're going to know the bobcat hounds.
Yeah.
They're going to know
Yeah.
those guys.
And I think there's one younger guy doing it with some older guy.
And they're down there at the Florida, Alabama, and Georgia line.
That's the only place I can find them. See, I want to run these bobcats up here in the mountains and the hills because I think up under the bluffs or like one of those big trees, if
we've
he's
seen 'em.
120 foot up, I don't think he's going to bail out of a
No,
poplar
because
tree.
we got big timber. Yeah.
Right. Y'all in them big woods.
Yeah, some of the trees,
They don't
like
know
literally,
about
you'll be 150. It's like up there with Standard and them. The elevation's not as high, but like the timber's like that.
It's still big woods.
Yes,
Yeah,
you'll have virgin timber that's, I mean,
it's not virgin. Some of it
or
is, but
well, yeah,
it's old.
It's old growth, yeah.
A lot of the trees are 100 years old.
What does virgin mean?
I
never
have no
been cut.
idea. I've got 8 kids. I don't know. What are you talking about?
That's gonna be on Patreon.
What is a condom?
Couldn't pull out a driveway.
Oh, I can pull out. That's all right. But I'm going to be fucking done when I do. You hear me? You heard me.
Oh, man.
Edit hard on this motherfucker. I can tell you that.
None.
Hey, this might be my favorite podcast we've done. We've had some go.
Yeah.
We've been completely off topic.
Yeah, like we have, this ain't got a damn thing to do with nothing. How much do you think European mounts are worth? While we're on the subject.
A European mount of what?
That's my point. I don't know what I'm even talking about.
So when I European mount stuff, if I got a hog head, I'll just go stick in the ant bag.
No, that's not what I was talking about. See,
He's talking about off-topic shit.
Yeah, like I was talking about, like I did a European mount one time, and that's how I started having boys. Because I was doing a missionary. Doing missionary mounts. I had all these girls, and then I was like, well, how can we start having boys? Be born here.
I need to do that shit, man.
It's tough, guys. I'm telling you. Y'all thought I was talking about skulls? God, boy.
5 months, Ryan's gonna be pregnant with a boy.
That's it.
I hope so. We'll see.
That's it.
Hey, I got a good question for you and Nate.
No.
You
7.
ready?
All right.
7. Are y'all ready? All right, both of y'all. This book for you and Joe. So Nate and Joe, you're on a deserted island, right?
Oh,
With a bunch. It's not bad. It's nothing like that. Like who F Mary kills type deal. You're on a deserted island with abundance of wildlife, like all kinds of different animals. What 2 breeds of dogs? One breed male, one breed of female would you bring to the island?
Wow.
I'd bring a female American Pit Bull Terrier and a male Catahoula.
Damn, he was right off the rip. Like that's.
I would bring.
Nate's been thinking about it.
That's 2 best dogs.
Okay, why? Why would you bring those 2?
Because I could breed them and have a cross that do whatever I wanted.
Yeah. But what attributes, like in terms of what? Like why?
They're loyal to me. They could have the versatility of staying with me and being like, be like, all right, now go get ahead. Fuck off. Go find me something. Both of those breeds could do it. And if you had dogs like that, I mean, just higher chance once you bred the 2 together and potentially have some good puppies. I mean, because you could get some Bulldog Catahoulas that would not be rough, and you'd have some that would be rough. And it's like you have one rough dog and one bay dog. So, and a pit bull, I mean, you could still work a set. So if there was just like shit in the ground you needed to get, I mean, damn, fucking bulldog would tear up a turtle's ass. They're pretty easy to eat.
There you go.
Yeah. Works good.
Turtle that ain't easy to eat, boy.
Works good.
Well, it ain't running far.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
I'm sure we ain't having no race turtles today.
So, yeah, mine would be a little bit different. It'd be a pit bull, and it'd be a mountain cur.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a lot of difference. And the only reason I say that with the mountain cur is there'd be more treeing ability. I feel because like Catahoulas, there are lines that will tree, but as a whole, you'll have more of a treeing ability through mountain curs. But with a mountain cur, the versatility is there also to run a colder track. Not as all Catahoulas will, but some Catahoulas can run a colder track than some mountain curs, of course. But mountain curs were bred to be the actual most versatile thing for a homesteader. And basically, you'd be going back in time if you were on a deserted island with any kind of game you wanted. You'd be basically starting a homestead.
But the issue would be if you're on a deserted island and you trade something, how the hell are you going to get him down besides climbing up there?
It's the same thing.
Fuck, I don't want to climb up there.
Like, I mean, like you said, if you're going to do that and you're going to go to ground, if your dog gets in the ground, how are you going to get him out?
I use a rock at least.
That's what I'm saying. Well, same thing in a tree. I'll climb up there and sling that some bitch out and let them dogs eat his ass up.
There you go.
And I've done that. Now, I swear to I'm telling you now, I climbed up there and grabbed a damn coon. But I'm telling you now.
That joker had a big butt there.
No, the reason I was saying that is because I had a brain. It ain't a brain fart, but I had a relapse,
a flashback,
flashback because my dad said, "Get up there and sling that coon out." And I climbed this old broke out snag tree, and I got up there, and all I seen was fur, and I grabbed it, and it was about a 15-pound bobcat. It was not a coon, and that son of a bitch turned around and balled up on my head and my arm, and me and the cat both fell out of the tree. Well, the dogs, they do what dogs do, and they attack the first hairy thing they see, which is the back of my head and a bobcat. So me and the bobcat are getting
Harvey
fucked
doing
up.
that same thing.
Huh?
That's how Carter is. He attacks the first hairy thing he sees. Too.
Oh, I've seen it firsthand.
I'll be on it.
I've seen it firsthand.
Wilderness must be explored.
Yeah. But now what dogs would you have?
I like them slick trees too. Now I'll tell you that much.
No, listen. Tell me the 2 breeds you would have.
Right. Who, me?
Both of you.
Go first.
Man, Ryan, go first. I don't know.
Look, guys, you're taking too long. You're not going to get better than we did. Come on.
No, you know what I would do? I would just go to straight whatever Uncle Pat had in his yard, female or male, and just take it in.
Well, in all honesty, that's right. That's basically you got a total package there. That's why I said that's why I like the whole mountain cur deal. But the more that we've got the line of Catahoulas from the bay pens, We see that more as well. They're very versatile. And that I mean, for 20 years, I wouldn't have a colored dog on this yard. There wasn't no damn Catahoulas on this yard. I've had them, but they just didn't make it. But the past few years, the ones that we've been getting, these dogs really do their job. They do whatever you put them on. So, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever dog suits you best, I think is what dog you need there.
Hey, cuz I got somebody that can sell you some fine paper Catahoulas on what?
No.
They got a damn Playboy brand on them.
Yeah, I already know. I already knew.
You have to say that. Don't give her that publicity, cuz I got my 2 dogs. I would take a French Bulldog and a Dogo Argentine.
Hey, listen, guys. That's perfect. And honestly, half of this shit's going to be all crazy. Ain't nobody going to know what the hell we're talking about. But we're going right back to people not wanting to pay any money for hog dogs. How come they'll pay $2,000 for a fucking Dogo for a catch dog? And I know there are some legit ones that'll do it. Oh, but people will pay that, but they won't pay fucking $300 for a real catch dog.
Yep.
I'm dead ass serious. I know guys right now that have spent $1,200, $1,500 and get a Dogo, and then they wind up culling the dog. And you say, well, hell, man, I got a nice bulldog over here. Hell, he's got a handle on him. He'll do this, and this. I'll take $500 for him. $500? Ah, damn. And I'm like, dude, that's not much. They want $100.
Because he's papered, and they got all these damn little freaking groups and lines and Facebook things and little meetings and stuff they can do. They can try to charge that.
Yeah, it's gay.
Yeah,
man, I'll tell you though, man. Legitimately, if I had to pick 2 dogs, I would pick a scatterbred dumpster mutt and probably a APBT.
Yeah, and the reason I say that about the pit bulls, if you notice, everybody's gonna probably have that in there.
Shit, you need a friend. You deserted.
Well, like Lily, and now of course Lily was an anomaly. She would blind retrieve ducks. And I mean, I'm dead ass serious.
I believe it.
She's a fucking 43-pound game dog. She would tree. She'll catch. If I told her to bay, she'll do whatever I tell her. She didn't want to ever bark at nothing, but she would. She was a very versatile dog. And I think that's one of the most underrated dogs there is.
Well, I mean, the thing is the reason I say the scatterbred dumpster mutt is because you don't know what you're going to throw off of that.
Exactly. When you said that, I was like, yeah.
There's 4 lineages coming off of that dog.
Yep.
And you know, but with the APVT, you know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
That dog's going to be hard. It's going to be hard working. It's gonna have a little bit of a gas tank, a pretty decent lung capacity, you know, and you know what you're gonna get. So you might have your strike dogs, you might have your bay dogs, you might have your catch dogs, all in the same day. And you got something, you know, you probably got 4 or 5 of them that you just got to leave that camp. Where if you bay up like a elk or something, you got to go get them to go catch. You know,
got to be like Uncle Pat. Go out there and say, "All right, damn it, y'all, come on, let's get them."
Yeah, come on.
We got an elephant bay, boys. We got to catch him.
Man, I tell you, I ain't never laughed so hard in my life when I seen that dadgum deer run out of that pond. And his dogs were stroking that joker. And the deer turned around and Pat looked at me and said, "He done fucked up now." Damn, roll last year. Oh, because as soon as we got there, they hung him. I mean, they caught that joker full.
Put it on him, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Man. Well, boys, what else y'all got y'all want to talk about?
Man, I wrote down 13 questions, but obviously I'm not going to be able to.
Golly, right?
We can break it into 12 parts. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I got one more for tonight. I'll try to do 2 each podcast we do. All right?
All right.
What is your biggest pet peeve in the hog woods?
A dog chewing on the pig after it's dead.
Wow.
Nathan is off the top of
that shit. Fucking eats me up.
Hey, Brian, did you send these questions to Nate before y'all started this?
No, bro. I'm literally in my notes looking at them right now.
Nate is on
I
it.
wake up thinking about this shit, and I go to bed thinking about this shit. I don't quit thinking about it. I think about dogs and how they piss me off every day. Every day. When you have 40, you think about this. You're not thinking you're living it. It's like these motherfuckers are getting under my skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Without a doubt.
What you think, Joey?
Oh, I've got a bunch, but the main one, the very main one is slow down. Slow down. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Like rushing.
Everybody's like, oh, let's go. Look, dude, look, walk to the bay, run to the catch.
Yep.
When you turn that bulldog loose, as soon as that sumbitch is close enough, you take off running. Put your hand on that dog's ass and get in there. But when you're going in, slow down. Don't break the hog. People,
I like that.
I hear people constantly.
Quote right there.
You know,
Walk to
listen.
The bay, run to the catch. That's a good
here's
quote,
the
man.
deal. You played football. I played football. All right. If I'm tailback, I can put my hand right on the guy in front of me, right on his hip, and let that son of a bitch lead me right there to where I need to go.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. That's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be connected. That's one reason why I didn't. That's for 10 years, I didn't run bay dogs with catch dogs because the hogs had changed. My properties had changed. So much had changed. So I had to change. But whenever I would go with somebody and they're like, well, this is how we do it. Man, we would go in and they were like, well, the hog broke. Why? Why did the hog break? What kind of bay dog are you running? If you've got dogs that, like you said a while ago, you got 2 dogs that are in there baying and then they dump the box and put more dogs for what?
Yeah.
That's ignorance. You're getting
all
too quick.
All it's going to do is break the hog.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when you're running in there, you're going to break the hog. Or you try to drive within 50 yards.
Yeah.
Quit being lazy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's probably my biggest one.
My other one is when you're like all sitting there and you walk more than like 10 yards away from the truck and a dog is just like fucking yapping.
Oh yeah.
And they're not trying to correct it. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah,
like if you just let it happen, oh my God, that shit drives me insane.
But like Nate was talking about with the dogs chewing and doing that on a hog,
it's also going to happen. But you got to try.
But and I've had people use the age-old excuse, "Oh, these are just high-drive dogs." Well, I understand that,
brother.
Yeah,
I promise you, I got some high-drive dogs that I can tell to get off of that hog and I'll turn around.
Well, like you were talking about with Girl when you said, "Come on, leave it alone." I know what Girl is. I've run with that dog. I've seen that dog. And
Girl
I was laughing.
She ain't nothing but a counterfeit bitch.
And I was laughing my ass off when he done that. I was like, "Yeah, he's got her going now." And that's like I was talking about that little bulldog, and he might make me a liar the next time we go. But I can just say, hey, let's leave him alone. Get over and sit down and pet him up. And he's happy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And, like, that's the thing people don't realize is, like, I don't claim nothing of what that dog's handle is.
Mm-hmm.
Because that dog was just smart enough to pick up on stuff as it went.
Well, what did we say a while ago? They don't need us to do a damn thing. Those dogs, they know what to do.
No. And people get it mixed up because they think they're going to do this and this and this with the dog. But first, you got to open yourself to what the dog is available. Because you know just as well as I do, man, there's great hog dogs that are high wired that you never even touch.
Yes.
And then there's great hog dogs that are well-mannered, intelligent, and
without a doubt.
And if you take that high-wired one that you ain't going to touch and you try and put a handle on that, it's going to take away from the hog dog it is.
Yeah, it depends on the dog, and it depends on the person.
Oh, yeah.
To me, you know, and I could be all wrong about it, but I mean.
It's the weakest link in the team, the handler.
I don't believe you're all wrong about it.
I think that, like Nate said, that's the weakest link is us. Yep. Because it's like, you know, like you said, if you got a dog that's super super driven and is feral, and that's the way that dog hunts, you start taking it out of the dog, well, you're reeling it in.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's not the dog for you. If you don't like that,
right.
get a different style dog. So that's what I mean when I say it's on the handler. It's not necessarily the handle that we're doing. It's the handle that we want. Yeah. It's the handle that we need for ourselves to feel like we've accomplished something when we didn't do a damn thing but turn the dog loose.
Yeah, and I mean, but there is a place for handle. I mean, I feel like handle, okay, take a hammer. If it didn't have a handle, it's a lot harder to hold on to. You can have just a steel frame, and you can still whoop the shit out of stuff. But if you ain't got no handle on it, it's real hard to
what's going to happen, Ryan, I'm telling you, like, when we hunted last year with you guys, we were still running the rougher dogs, and all we had was the puppies and bullshit. Like, go with us this week. Go with us Thursday and see what happens. We'll walk in there with all of them. Snap your fingers. They're going to sit there, and they're going to fucking go when I snap them again. And when I go over and they're going to fucking sit down at the tree. That's what they're going to do, or they're not going to get fed.
On that. Yeah, on that.
Dude. I can't go hunt with y'all no more. Dude.
No, you're going to see. I'm telling you. We ain't doing nothing else. We working dogs 5 days a week.
They ain't gonna let us bring our dogs, right?
No, you're gonna bring them.
I want you to bring your
and
dog.
we're gonna show you what that hammer without the head is. Handle.
That Alabama power, baby.
I'm telling you.
I don't know about all that.
Listen,
they still eat shit and screw their mama.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. That was all a fucking lie, because these dogs, they don't know what they're doing.
They fucking suck.
They're retarded. That was all a lie.
Car, he just called all our shit counterfeit as fuck.
No, I'm telling you, all my shit, that was a lie, but it sounded good, didn't it?
You sounded good. Damn good. I was convinced, bro.
I agree with it.
See, that's the thing that I needed as a handler to make me feel like I really done something, when in fact, all I'm doing is turning that dog loose.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I say I can snap my fingers and they're going to sit there is because, like, y'all's dogs will be out there finding the hogs. I noticed I never said nothing about the fucking pig.
You sounded good, though.
I know, man. I'm telling you, look, I'm running for office.
If there's a hog on the property, my dog will not find it. If it's on the next property, my dog might find it.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, talking about, like, having the handle on a high drive dog and it might be taken out of it, I've seen a lot of people, they didn't frame whatever handle they were trying to implement on a dog in the way for the dog to understand.
Right.
Because, so if you want a high drive dog to not do something, you give him negative reinforcement. You say, don't do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that means I don't need to do that. So if you're trying to coerce him into doing something, you don't want it to make him seem like I shouldn't be doing this. Mm-hmm. So you have to only focus on that positive reinforcement and be like, put up those like rails, basically like when you bowl, and be like, you got to get to the end of the lane. Don't go in the fucking gutter. Because if you go in the gutter, then it's like you said, you took something away from it. And you can't do it with every dog. There's some dogs that are
some can't handle
truly just stupid. They're neurotic or whatever. And that's why you have a breeding program.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and like you said, there's some dogs that are just mentally insane, and they'll find pigs.
No.
Like, look at Tyson. Like, I got a dog named Tyson here. And this dog is a lunatic. And I'm telling you now, he literally run himself to a heat stroke every single time. That's why y'all ain't never hunting with him, because he's crazy. But you can breed him to a good bitch, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But now his handle, he don't have a handle worth a damn.
No, so he's real hard to hunt, like on smaller properties, because it's like, I'm trying to contain this beast.
He was a walk-in catch dog, and he'll cast 3 miles. And I'm dead. Hey, I'm dead ass. I promise you. I won't run him, because like he will run until he just falls out. He literally falls out.
And like I was talking about this with one of my good buddies, Kerry Brown. He's a dog man. Kerry's got.
I know that name from somewhere.
Oh, you probably know him from me. Kerry's got some dadgum dogs, and man, he's got one Jip that will light the woods on fire, and he will not touch her the entire time she's out for it.
Yeah.
He opens the box for her and then walks away, and she'll load herself in the box. But you ain't gonna put hands on this dog.
Yeah.
You are not gonna put hands on this dog. You ain't gonna touch her in any facility. In any facility. Mm-hmm. you just ain't gonna touch her. And a lot of people don't have the mental fortitude to have a dog like that.
Oh, it can be stressful. You know,
I mean, because it is stressful because you're sitting here trying to get this dog back because she's, you know,
yeah.
3 miles deep into somewhere, and you're sitting there like, golly, you know.
See, like until Tyson, he got his one of his tendons cut in his leg, and he got to where he wouldn't go as far because he just physically wasn't able to, you know. And so I would let him run a little bit. Well, it just seemed like the hotter he got, the worse he wanted to go. And literally would run himself until he just would fall out. I've never seen a dog do that. And it's like, dude, and I mean, now finding pigs is not the problem. The problem is he just won't stop. And it's like, where's the self-preservation?
Right.
Where's the common sense to say I'm dying? How many times that joker been heat stroking? Like and I'm talking about, like he's full heat stroking. I'm like, he's fixing to die, and we'll wind up getting him back. And I'm talking about out of 10 times, he's going to do that 5 times.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Why? But at the same time, you don't find dogs like that very often.
No.
You know, it's like, dude, so if you got a good female, you know, that's one to stick to for sure.
Yeah. What's your pet peeve, Carter?
My pet peeve, you just throw it on me random like that. I'll say, man, I think my pet peeve is when people don't get their own dogs off of the hog, you know.
Yep.
And that comes from, you know, every dog that I own. Like, you know, I swat them a couple times. They better get out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a caught hog. They're bay dogs. They're not rough dogs. They better get out.
If they don't, then what happens?
Well, then I whoop their ass.
Okay, there you go. That's exactly right. Or whatever you got to do. You're doing something to prevent that.
Right. No, and they know. I mean, they hear that tone. I say, get out. And, you know, it might take a couple times, and I never raise my voice until it gets to the point like, hey, you ain't listening, and now you fixing to get whooped.
Yep.
But mine, I expect my dogs to roll over. I expect them to get out and go find the next hog. And, you know, I can't stand somebody sitting there with a phone in their hand or something like that, filming a caught hog when their dog, like if we got the hog apprehended and all the other dogs are rolled out and you got a phone sitting there video,
and you're not helping him.
I ain't got no problem with it. I'll tie the hog by myself. I ain't got no problem with it. But when there's still dogs hanging on it and pulling it and going all crazy, I ain't tying that hog.
No.
You know, by myself or anything like that. Like get your dog and get it off the hog, you know?
Yep.
And that's one of the things that bothers me. And I'll be honest, you see it more with rough dogs than you do with bay dogs. Like, you know, you swat a bay dog a few times and tell it to get out. Usually they're gonna get out. Rough dogs. And don't get me wrong, if a lot of people are going to be like, well, you don't like rough dogs. No, I love rough dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I love rough dogs. But I like rough dogs that got some manners to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, when you have that rough side, you are going to lose some of them manners. There's not very many rough dogs where you can say, hey, let him go. And that dog's going to let him go and get on.
Yeah.
Oh, and I agree with that. There's a fine line on that because you can take that roughness on out too, you know.
Yeah.
But
all you got to do, but even at that point, just grab them, leash them to a tree.
There you go. Just do something.
Right.
That's the handler. That's where we're talking about that handler. That's the weakest link.
You know, just get him off of the hog so we can do whatever, whether we're sticking it or whether we're tying it, whether we're doing whatever with it.
Because it's preventing the process. It's holding this stuff up.
Well, And the thing is we tie a lot of our hogs,
Mhm.
and what people don't realize is a lot of times them dogs get messed up when you're tying a hog because they'll
Yes.
step in that hog's mouth because they're trying to grab it on the ear, and they'll get their ankle bit down on by a mean old sow or something.
Mhm.
And like that's all preventative stuff. You like it doesn't have to be like that. Just come control your dog, come grab your dog, get it, and get it out and tie it away from the tree. You know, if the dog's going psycho, then that's one thing. You know, that some dogs just gonna do that. But getting it off of the hog that'll get me fired up in a hurry. That fires me up in a hurry. That makes me mad because I don't like tore up hogs.
Yeah. What about yours,
Mine-
Ryan?
I got.
Don't start stuttering. Don't
No,
stutter.
I know you've been thinking about it, boy.
I think I got two is my thing. One is when you go home, people are like, man, because I like hunting with silent dogs, and I'm okay with a dog barking a little bit on the track if it's gonna run it and run it down. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But I got turned away years ago hunting with people when they open the box and that son bitch hits the floor and it
Yeah.
the whole time. They ain't even seen a hog. You know what I'm saying?
Just babbling.
No,
There's a
It's-
difference
and the problem
between
is-
barking in a race and barking just to bark.
And it's gotten to a point where it's I might not care about it, but just be upfront with me. If I ask you about your dog, like, hey man, is this thing open? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how open's your dog? And they just kind of like, oh man, you don't open that much, or blah blah blah. And I get out there and it's freaking just sound like a damn train going.
I agree with that too. Yeah,
that bothers me a little bit. And then like I'm all foot. I got little girls and little kids. Like we go to Texas and have a good time, and all the kids is cutting up and yada yada yada. But like when they're rolling out, you can tell the dogs are hunting hard. They're watching the garment. They're hitting tight loops, 600 yards, 700 yards, tight loop. You're like, hey guys, calm down for a minute. Let me listen. Like just listen. And then they keep talking.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, just be quiet. They're about to bake.
Ron be like, shut up, you kids.
Yeah.
Kids are out here having a good time. Ron's like, shut up. We're trying to get your hog.
But you know what I'm saying? Some people
Oh
be too
yes,
loud.
I do.
I got one more. I forgot about it till it just hit me. Hey, somebody's like, hey man, come to the hunting camp. We'll go hunting, blah blah blah. And then you show up and you thought it's gonna be like you, your buddy, and another guy, and there's 15 people there.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
Yeah,
you got to
that-
host the whole day.
It's different if you plan on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
and then
don't plan it is so
Because
aggravating.
if you
And
plan
if
on
your
it,
dog-
everybody brings, everybody, like that group we hunted with a couple years ago, in February and whatnot. We had, 20 people there? 10, 15 people there?
Yeah.
And everybody was fine because we all brought
We knew about it. You feel me?
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
And we all brought one or two dogs, and we all, as soon as the race started, dumped every single dog we owned into the race.
That's how
So
that
I think-
goes every time.
Oh,
I think it's more of it's not more of how many people are there. It's more of the upfront communication of who's going to be there
Yeah.
type deal. Anything. You're like, son of a bitch, dude. I didn't plan on doing this. I didn't plan on having all these people here. I would have brought different dogs because I know some dogs are different around different people. You know what I'm saying? Like now I brought some shy dogs and they're not going to want to hunt. There's too many damn people on the ground. Like, what the hell's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I would have brought different dogs. So it's more of the
clarity of the overall hunt too, Like the first time we came out and we got to hunt with you guys, I was like, we should have brought totally different dogs. Like the dogs that we brought was like, we didn't even need those dogs at all.
Yeah.
Well,
and it was like it just wasn't the clerical issues. All it was,
In y'all's defense, y'all got some clerical issues.
Yeah,
on
and that's what I'm saying. That wasn't between us, Like we wound up hunting with you guys. And I mean, we had a great time. We caught a bunch of hogs. Like we had a ball, and we made it work, And there was never any conflict or none of that we had a good time. But like you said, if it had been clear about it and said this is how it's really going to be, I had something that would worked out much better.
Yep.
You know, so, but that's, and I think people, they're too tight mouthed about expressing stuff as well. Everybody wears their damn feelings on their sleeves, and they're scared to say anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying you got to be an ass about it, but you can voice your and tell them, say, hey guys, next time, make sure that we know what's going on so we can do this better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just like when we come out there to Demopolis or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We was like, hey, what do we need to bring?
Yep.
In terms of dogs, do we need to bring rough dogs or we need to bring bay dogs? You said bring whatever you want. We're gonna have a little bit of mixture of everything.
Because we could utilize it either way we wanted to go. We could just turn loose and bay a hog,
right.
or we could run them down and catch them.
It was up front, and we said sounds good to us. We'll bring one or two of each.
Yep, and we caught I don't know how many, but we caught quite a few.
I don't know. We caught a pile of them.
Yeah, and but it worked out. It worked out, you know,
because everything was up front.
Mm-hmm. And
everything was up front.
And if people would do that, it's like you don't have to. You can tell me like, look, man, I've only got like 2 hogs on camera. That doesn't mean I'm not going to come hunt.
Yeah,
you know, just tell me.
But I'm gonna bring something that can go find.
Yes, exactly. Let me figure out how we're gonna catch these.
Yeah.
So, but there's people just need to get tight on that stuff and brush up on that. So, all right. Anything else you got?
Oh yeah, but we're waiting for another. I got a whole listen.
Okay, I was going to say, we done rolled in about 3 hours on this dude.
Every time we do one.
Well, we sat there and talked.
Yeah, I was going to say, we talked for an hour. Yeah. So we probably got about the average time on it, a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll do it again. We're going to try to keep doing this. And like I said, we hopefully by the time these air, we'll have it to where we can get some people call in.
That'd be kind of cool.
While we're recording.
Man, y'all do that.
We're going to break it. We're going to break the damn thing. I'm telling you, boys. We're going to do this.
I'm about it.
You might have to cut that out so nobody takes it.
Oh, well, I told Pat. Pat put it on the first. If you'll go back and look where we recorded the other night, he's like, as soon as Nathan does this, gives us a go ahead, we're going to start taking live call-ins. I was like, okay,
that's exactly
Pat.
right, Pat.
I was like, sounds good. He was like, did I say it too soon? No, buddy, you right on time.
One less time I got to say it. I'm going to have to say it 10 more times.
And that was our thing. We're like, well, we kind of wanted to keep it our little deal. But at the same time, these aren't going to come out for another week or two. So
this episode won't be out till 3 weeks from now.
Yeah. So we've got them built up. We've got a stockpile going now.
2 weeks.
So now it's like, by the time these air, we'll already be doing those.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then when somebody else does it, they'll be like, well, man, that was a good idea, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So we're going to be doing that. Well, once again, we have had a damn good time, a great conversation with you guys.
Oh, yes.
Always.
And
y'all coming up to Abbeville this weekend?
Yes, we will see y'all Saturday.
Oh, hey, we might bring the mics, Nate. Bring the mics, bring the camera. We got a beer time coming.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all selling shit or y'all just having a good time?
We're just gonna hang out.
I think we're just gonna hang out, man.
Yeah.
I think.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, because dude, I think Catch and Tie. He said he was coming to set up, and I was like,
well, there's a huge list of vendors there.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go in there and try to slide because it's tough right now. Every vendor knows it. It's tight. People are not spending that much, and so it's like, you know what? We're going to come and have a good time. I ain't even got to bay dogs in a year. Dude, I haven't turned one loose. We're going to turn them loose Saturday.
Because I talked to Unique Outdoor Hound or Unique Hound and Outdoor Hunt Supply, and they're coming.
That's what I'm saying. There'll be people there, so hey, we're good.
They have 130 vendors.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's including food and that's including other stuff. But they have.
I need 130 beers.
This shit.
Hey, I'll have 120 of them, brother. You bring 10, we'll be all right.
I got you. I got you,
bro. This shit is gonna be like a Saturday at Earl.
Oh, I know, and that's why I said I was like, I don't want to sit in the back of that fucking trailer
Stamping out collars.
And now, don't get me wrong, I will if people need them.
Oh, I know
would do
you
it.
will. I've seen you do it over and over and over again.
It's like, dude, I've kind of lost touch with what I enjoy, and if I can't enjoy it, guess what? I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a time to do it. There's a time to work. There's a time to play.
I think we're gonna set up our hats over there at Unique Hound, the Unique Outdoor Hound and Hunting Supply, just like we did earlier for y'all.
Oh yeah, that's good.
We need to put some of them single suit swimwear over there, Ron. We got them things on deck. They are quick.
We're gonna get old Rodney Bell, Big Balls Bell, to put one on.
Oh,
that's it.
Lord have mercy.
But we will see you guys Saturday and we're going to be bringing some dogs and
heck yeah, man.
Bring a good time and all that good shit.
Good deal. Well, I can't wait to see y'all, man.
All right, buddy. Man, we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep on keeping on, and we'll keep on keeping on, and we'll keep on pubbing y'all up, man.
Hey, we appreciate it.
We appreciate y'all and everything y'all do for the hog hunting community, and
right.
it goes unnoticed sometimes, but y'all is y'all day one since day zero. You know what I mean?
It. And that means a lot right there, because like you said, there's a lot of times like we might not get recognized on some stuff, but we're always there.
Oh yeah. No, Dixie Doggers is day one since day zero, and we appreciate y'all more than we can ever express, and we're so thankful for y'all, and we're honestly thankful for y'all, jumping into the podcast game and giving these people, a lot of content. I mean, it's a lot of quality content that they can listen to, and that takes time, dedication, and
it does.
It doesn't go unnoticed.
And we appreciate that. That's why we're doing it. Like I said, you guys, y'all could just as easily do this as we can. Anybody can do it, but can you do it like we do it? That's the thing. Yeah. We're going to do this thing like the same way every time. And we're going to be real about it. And like, as long as we got guests like you and friends like you that's on our team,
all right.
Shit, you can't stop us.
No, because we're going to win in the end. I promise you
that's
that.
It.
I promise you that. It might take a while, but we're going to win in the end.
That's right.
Look, boys, I'm already old. We're going to have to hurry up.
We got to hurry up and start winning.
Yeah, we got to win a little something. Shit. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all Saturday.
All right,
see you, Paul. We'll see y'all.
All right, man. Love you, man. Yeah. All right. Well, that was another one with the Boars and Broads guys, Carter and Ryan. We didn't really get to put out a whole lot on the intro part. We just jumped right into it. So,
yeah.
Of course, you'll see it on the title, and they've been guests before. They're a staple in the hog dog community, and so we've actually took that, and that we're trying to do the best of the whole situation. Everybody's working together with us, man. It's humbling.
Oh yes,
it's man. I don't even know. I ain't got words to say. You got so many people that's willing to help and push us and try to get us to the next level. Dude, it's wild. It's insane. And we're growing, and we can't do anything without you guys listening. And so keep doing what you're doing. We can see our numbers are steadily growing. Keep it up, and we'll keep it up. As long as you guys are liking it and you want to hear it, we'll keep doing it. And if we get to the point to where you don't want to do it, let us know. Then that's when we'll have to change and make it to where we can. To where everybody can be unified and work together as best as possible. I know everybody don't agree all the time, and we can agree to disagree. If you got topics or questions, please feel free to contact us.
Yep.
If you wanna call in and talk with us, let us know.
Oh yeah, we'll line something up.
We'll line something up. If you've got something, if you got a story to tell about you and your dogs and your line of dogs or your history of hog hunting, or it doesn't have to just be hog hunting. This is open content for anything to do with the dog world. You can be a dog trainer. We're open-minded. give us a call. Holler at us. Till next time, we'll see y'all.
Thank you.